Well, we always have Laura St. John come on here about every 6 weeks, and she does some mindset coaching for you guys. And guess what? She's coming back again on the 25th. I think it's the 25th. The 25th. Isn't that awesome that we have somebody of that collaborator loves to come on and help you guys, right? And so that's what I love, because this Legacy Builder program is going to equip you with every digital marketing skill and strategy that you would need to become a self-made millionaire. Now you got to work on your mind, right? And that's why we have people like that come back and really help you. Awesome. I'm also a mindset coach. Yes, we need to have you come and mentor, my friend. We would love that. Yes. And so you guys, you got to visualize your success. So every day I show up for my business, I show up for 1,000 people who are self-made. They're looking for me to meet them and take them out to dinner and celebrate their success with them and give them all the opportunity and how this change those. I see it all the time. Every time I get a negative review or I get a new hater, crazy comment, my life. What we do for 2 hours a day. And next is we need to implement the launch to profit. So if you've not implemented that yet, that's your next step. So to do that, let's scroll down here, and you need to make sure whatever social media platform or platforms you're going to use, you've got that set up, okay? And then next, I want you to watch this, how to grow your following on social media and how to turn your followers into your customers. These are the next things to really understand. And then you're gonna learn about the passive daily pay blueprint. You're looking at making $900 a day, which is $6,300 a week, which is $328,000 a year. We're looking at life game-changing income streams, okay? And so I want you to really understand this concept, because once you do, it's going to be so much easier to market it. And one of the things that you need to do next is understand who is your perfect customer. So here's training on understanding that. Now listen, I only want you to spend like 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day learning and implementing, okay? And then the next, you're gonna start going through mastering storytelling on social media, okay? And then you're just gonna keep on going, understanding, learning to build the brand, right? And you're just gonna keep on going through the process, but you're gonna be creating content the entire time that you do this, right? So the discovery method, we have a bunch of TikTok training in here, how to post free ads. I highly recommend spending 30 minutes a day posting free ads. You guys, that built my YouTube channel, built my following, built my email list, got me customers, and built my YouTube channel, okay? So that's really important to do. Now, here's something else. After you do the launch to profit in 7 days, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to go to view all products. Click on this, and I want you to go right to the exclusive bonuses, because inside the exclusive bonuses is the how to build your faceless brand. If you're wanting to do that, right, click on that. The training is in it, but also you have a 71-page module PDF to go through. You guys, if you walk through this and implement it, it will show you literally how to make $100K a year just by following the Build a Faceless Empire. Now, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to go on up here to the 30-day marketing strategy growth plan. Okay, this is the next step that you're going to do. So launch to profit in 7 days. Go through that your first 7 days, okay? And then next, you're going to do the 30-day marketing strategy plan, which is this. So I want you to go through this and implement this. It literally is your growth strategy plan. You guys, this is so no following, beginner-friendly process. When I discovered this process, I had 0 followers. So this is what you're going to learn with this 30-day market growth strategy plan, okay? So now next, after you go through and implement this, I want to show you something else. This time, let's go inside our community, okay? And go to the classroom. We also have a content vault inside of here. Inside of here is literally, you guys, you have you have months and months of content creation inside of here that you can use, right? You're never going to be trying to figure out what kind of content to create. We give all of that to you. Next is on a daily basis, you're going to want to make sure you're implementing the 90-day videos. We give you a quick video every single day. It's to help you learn and earn, right? So always be checking out the 90-day videos. And also inside the calendar, you guys know the Legacy Builder is live interactive training. You see it here on Tuesdays. Now, if you can't get on live, you get access to all the replays, okay? Here's all the additional trainings as well. Now, the Legacy Builder training calls are recorded and they're put inside your program because they're exclusive to you. But these other trainings that you see like on Mondays and Thursdays, go to the classroom, and those are going to be located here. We have tons of great training in here. So you guys, you literally have every single thing that you need to be very successful. Now, here's something I'd recommend spending 5 minutes a day on. And that is going inside the community and going to the wins. See where I clicked on the wins? And I want you to check out these wins. And I want you to look at them and be going, oh my gosh, if they can do this, I can do this. If they can do it, I can do it. Because it's the truth. You can do this, okay? I can't wait to see you inside the wins. So quick recap. You're going to be learning, earning, and implementing. Your goal is 3 pieces of content a day. Follow the 2-hour income earning strategy plan that we have, okay? Follow the launch to profit in 7 days and follow the 30-day growth. Follow them your first 30 days. See what happens to your business, okay? So I'm so proud of you. Congratulations on getting your Freedom Machine set up. Now let the fun begin. Because this is what happens. If you're just so caught up in, I got to post, I got to do this, I got to do this. What happens is you're not going to see where you're kind of going down a little bit. And then what happens is you can get caught up in a negative mindset and have a really hard time getting out. So self-reflection, you guys, is one of the very most important things that you truly can do. Okay. So step 7, know your strengths and know your weaknesses. Oh my gosh, you guys, every single one of us have strengths and every single one of us have weaknesses. It's so important. Like nobody is a superhero, right? We all have our strengths, we all have our weaknesses, right? And so the moment you can recognize them. So what I want you to do is I want you to take some time and I want you to write down what your strengths are. And I want you to write down what your weaknesses are. So for example, my biggest weakness is tech. I do not like tech. It's like fingernails on a chalkboard when I even think about tech. So guess what I did, right? Because you need to focus more on your strengths and lean into the community for your weaknesses. So guess what I did? That's why I hired Michelle, who's a genius with tech. And she brings a team in that's phenomenal with tech. That takes the pressure off of me so I can focus more on my strengths. Okay? And so that's what I'm sharing with you guys. That's what is so important for you guys to understand. Write down what your strengths are and write down what your weaknesses are and focus more on your strengths. Now, let me share something with you where people mess up when they get an accountability partner. If you get an accountability partner in the community, you will most likely find somebody that you're comfortable with, right? So you both have the same strengths, you both have the same weaknesses. Because you will not want to find somebody that your weaknesses are their strengths and vice versa, because that creates a challenge for you. But in reality, that creates the growth. Like I love being challenged by Michelle. It's the coolest thing ever, what I learned from her, right? And so you guys, I want you to notice who you like to hang out with in the community. If it's somebody that you guys both complain about the same things, you're hanging out with the wrong person. You got to find somebody that's better than you in your weaknesses so you can become better. Then you can expect to win. So you can become that self-made millionaire, right? This is so important. Understand you're going to have strengths. Understand you're going to have weaknesses. Once you recognize them, you need to focus more on your strengths and find people that are really good at your weaknesses. And that's the combination. Yeah, ducks quack, eagles crow. So true. Because this is so important. Because what happens is if you hang out with people and you both have the same strengths and you both have the same weaknesses, there's no growth there. There's no growth there. Again, this is a training all about how you can become wildly successful. Okay, so this is so important. Now, here's where it gets really, really good. What if you took 6 months to get good at being an online business owner and great at creating content, great at mastering the 2-hour workday? And what if you only made 10,000 over these next 6 months, but you learned these skills? But what if 6 months later, you started making 900 a day? Do you guys realize in 3.5 years, you are a self-made millionaire? The reason why this is so important when we talk about being successful, because it blows my mind when I hear people say, I've been creating content for 5 weeks and it's not working. I'm thinking about quitting. I'm like, are you kidding me? What can you do in the real world at a job and in 3.5 years become a self-made millionaire? What if it took you 5? And this self-made millionaire is done 100% from anywhere. You can be at home, you can be traveling, you can be with whatever you want to do because it's online. So I'm telling you guys, to have success, you got to put it into perspective. It's not going to happen overnight. Yeah, there is some people that do have massive success quickly, but you don't know their backstory. Stop comparing yourself, my friends. You don't know their backstory, right? Like I'm a mom. I'm a nurturer. I'm a mom. So I put that in my content. People could feel that I'm the nurturer, right? You don't have 6 kids and not be a nurturer, right? So when I started creating content, people could feel that I truly love people and I love helping people. So it was easy for me to attract my perfect customer because they felt that. That doesn't mean I'm better than you. It just means maybe I had a little bit of a different strength in one area that helped me, right? You look at Victoria. Victoria didn't have success in network marketing. She struggled with the boutique. So when she discovered this was the it for her. But she had seen how other things didn't work. So she was ready to take this and make it work. See the difference? So I'm telling you guys, never ever compare yourself to anyone, but I want you to look at it as a perspective. You know, when I started learning this digital marketing process, I literally had a hope and a wish and a goal of mastering the 2-hour workday. And I literally said, you know what? I just want to master this 2-hour workday. And I had a goal of making $54,000 a year. I didn't have a lot of expectations. My first year goal was to make $54,000 a year. My second year goal was to make $300 a day, which was $109,000 a year. My third year goal was to make $600 a day, which was $219,000 a year. I had a 3-year goal. So when I hear people say 3 weeks, it just blows my mind. But because the process works so well, and because I was willing to take this framework that I just shared with you and apply it, you guys, I made $152,000 in 6 months. That turned into my first million in 17 months. And nope, I didn't have a TikTok account prior to September of 2022. And nope, I didn't have the courage to go live until 90 days after. I had a lot of adversity. I had a lot of weaknesses that I had to push through. I'm telling you guys, you can become unstoppable. You can become a self-made millionaire, but you got to expect to win. And the time it happens is the time it's supposed to happen, my friend. Don't rush success. It will happen when it's ready to happen. Yes, Expect to win. So now what we're going to do, this is where the breakout rooms are going to come in. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go inside the breakout rooms. And what I want you guys to do is I want you to share within your breakout room, and you're each going to take the time to do this, okay? And I want you to share what your goals are, right? Like I shared with you what my goals were at the very beginning. I had a 3-year plan of getting up to the 600 a day, right? I didn't know what I didn't know, right? And then, of course, after 90 days, everything changed. I had to readjust my goals. So I want you guys to share what your goals are, what your goals look like. You got to share this. And then when you talk about it, if it was easy to say, raise your goal. Your goal should make you like, mm, mm, mm. Literally, it should make you like hard to even swallow because it's scary. Okay. And so if it's easy to come out and say, and it doesn't make you uncomfortable, it's not a big enough goal. You're not striving hard enough. Okay. So I want you to recognize that behavior after you say it. And then talk about what do you feel your strengths are? What do you feel your weaknesses are? And then how you're going to start focusing more on your strengths. And see, because here's what's going to be very interesting. You're going to hear other people talk about their strengths and their weaknesses. And this is where you're going to be like, oh, yeah, that's me too. Or, oh, no, man, I think I'm really good at that. And this is where you're going to really see how unique and different everybody is. And it doesn't matter who you are, how old you are, where you live, nothing. Success can come to each and every one of you. So, okay. Can you explain the time deal? What do you mean the time deal? Everybody will have 3 minutes to talk. When you have 1 minute left, I'll let you know, and then I'll let you know when it's time to switch to the next person. Okay? Awesome, awesome. I'm so excited for you guys. Let me see how many people's in here. Let me stop this recording. Okay, Cian, is that how you say that? Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, hi. I
Hello.
hope I'm on topic. It's about my avatar. I am a funnel builder and I've been selling funnels, lead
Okay, yeah,
magnet.
we're not talking about perfect customer in this one. This is all about the topic that we covered today of anything with that. So,
Okay. How do I ask a question if I'm able to do it, like if it's allowed?
okay. And is it on today's topic?
No, I mean, how do I get support and asking a question if I'm allowed to do something?
Well, I mean, just attend one of the trainings, that cover that, or ask in the community, or,
Okay.
get back with the person that you purchased from and they can help you as well. Mhm. But
Okay.
if I don't stay on topic today, we'll be on here 10 hours.
All right.
Okay. Awesome. Ben?
Hello. Yeah, we were
Hello.
talking today about goal setting, making them smart. People were saying they just got started and they're going to learn for 6 months. And it's like, I just encourage people, get started, do a little bit of something to get your message out, your call to action out there, just so that people can respond to you. And we discussed a little bit about, making sure that you're sending out those newsletters for the next webinar. And we helped some new people get the idea, put 2 and 2 together on how to actually accomplish doing that in the system product to get them out to the people that they're getting on their their email list. And then the other thing was, we talked about I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought, trying to get so much out. Make it smart, newsletter. I guess I can't remember the other one right now, so I'll pass the mic, and if I think about it, I'll drop it in the chat. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. I love that feedback. And I love what you said, because you guys, when I first launched my business, I want you to look at it this way if you're brand new, right? Because when I first launched mine, I just started sharing my journey, right? And I want you to look at it this way. When a brand new Starbucks opens, you know they're coming because there's a sign, Starbucks coming soon or Chick-fil-A coming soon, right? You're watching it being built. You're watching the journey. So why don't you guys go out there online and share your journey? If it's, this is the most exciting but terrifying thing I've ever done, right? So what I did is when I launched my business, you guys, I literally just started really taking the temperature. And I would go out there and I would do stories, right? And one of the stories I did is like, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm excited, but I'm terrified. I'm getting ready to launch into the digital marketing world. If you know anything about digital marketing, let me know. Literally, most people are like, never heard of it. What is it? What is it? Right. So I knew this is awesome. Right. And so I did things like that. Like once I got my automated system set up, I'm like, achieve something today. I'm so excited, right? I never asked anybody to buy or nothing. I literally just shared the journey. And I did that through my story. So I would do like 2 to 3 like that, and like 1 to 2 family, and then 1 business, 2 business, and then family. And I shared that. So that way, the moment my automations was set up, I was like, yes, I did. I'm so excited. And I put because in Instagram on stories, you guys can have a link. And so all I did is once my automations was set up, I was like, and I put my link in there. I didn't ask anybody to look at it, nothing. I just shared. Just be you, just be human. No different than if you walked in the door, you're not going to act like a robot, right? You're going to start conversations and kind of treat your social media like that. So I did a lot of stories at the beginning, right? Somebody said something about when is the next webinar. You guys, this is the power of plugging in. It's already been announced yesterday, and it's one of the top pin posts, right? Make sure you're looking at the pin post every day. Because there's something new pinned every single day inside our community. All right, Nora.
Hi.
Hello.
So the only thing that like we all talked about, our goals and what was where we started and where we want to go, and that's all cool, copacetic. I'm only having the issue, which was I told them was creating the email list.
Okay.
That is like the only thing that's stopping me. I have gone through almost everything. I'm like almost 70% done with the legacy program and everything. It's just the email list. I'm like, where do I go? I've posted ads, I've talked to people, I've been on I don't do TikTok so much because of the fact that I can't go live yet. So I'm like, I like Allison's way of going with the Facebook situation. So I'm kind of trying to teeter that way.
Okay. So let me stop you right
emails.
there. Like all I've
Mhm.
heard from you is so many limiting beliefs, my friend. Like you're limiting yourself. I can promise you, and you just can't see it yet. These are some of your blind spots, right? So for example, you said, oh, I'm not on TikTok because I can't go live yet. I was brand new to TikTok in September of 2022, and I said I would never go live. I made 7,000 my first month, 14,000 my second month, 22,000 my third month. I made 21,000 off the TikTok platform before I had 1,000 followers. Because all I cared about was impacting. That's all I cared about. How can I go out there and share 30 seconds, 1 minute that stops the scroll of my perfect customer? So she's like, oh my gosh, where's this lady been my entire life? How can I get so good at creating content like that? So do you see the difference? I never went out there with my limitations. Well, why would I go on TikTok? I can't go live. Nobody's getting my email. I never cared about any of that. All I cared about was me getting better. Expected to win, me expecting to win, right? Not expecting anything from anybody. Matter of fact, when I had one person watch one of my videos, because when I first launched on TikTok, it was crickets. And I expected it to be because I'm brand new, right? If it was that easy, we'd all be billionaires and be lazy, right? And
Lord
eat
knows.
pies all day.
Yes.
It's not that easy, right? But if you expect to win, the journey's worth it. And so when I would get one view on my videos, I'd be like, holy crap, that's one complete stranger that discovered me. This is awesome. Right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, I mean,
did.
I was excited if I had 50 people watch a video because I was like, I can't even imagine having 50 strangers in my house, right? And then the moment I would get one person in my email list, I'd be like, a complete stranger gave me their personal email. I must be on to something. So it was always like, you know, the strengths, the looking up at things, right? Never looking at what wasn't working, but always focus on what was working. And that gave me more what was working. So I made, well, 7,000 my first month, 14,000 my second month, 22 my third month without going live. So what, 43,000 without going live. But because I didn't limit myself. I didn't tell myself, you're not going to have success if you don't go live. Now, did going live make a difference? Immediately made me 1,000 a day. Like it took my income to 1,000 a day pretty quickly after I went live. And so it did make a difference. But I think the reason why my lives were so successful quicker was because I had 90 days of building my brand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the best. If I started over again, I would do the same thing. I would never go live at the beginning because my message sucked at the beginning. I had to work through it, right? And so
I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm like, what do I say?
Are you
like,
plugging into the daily videos every day? This 90 days?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I would be implementing that stuff.
The 90 days that we got now and the one that you just did. So I watched the one that we had, you know, like you post every day. And then I'll go back and I start watching the one that's past just so, you know, like implement both. But it's like, yeah, I'm still trying to get to it because it's like I get so like robotic.
I would focus on one platform.
Robotic.
Okay. I mean, right now, focus on one platform and just mastering your message on that platform.
Okay.
You know, just get really good with understanding those algorithms over there and mastering your message on that one. I would do that. And it might be 10 days, it might be 2 weeks, right? Then you can just start posting on another platform. But me, I was so glad I just went all in on TikTok and I just got really, really good at understanding the algorithms over there. So I would pick a platform, and if Facebook is amazing. I mean, a lot of money is being made on Facebook right now. If you feel comfortable, go for it. Okay. Because and there's a lot of engagement on Facebook right now because we're in a election year. So more people are engaged because there's drama, right? And so there's a lot of money to be made on Facebook. I think it'd be great for you to go there.
Okay.
Just
Thank you.
All out. You got this.
I'm trying.
You got it. Got it. Okay. All right. So it says K.
Underegger.
Okay, there you go. Is your name Kay?
It's Kim, but I shortened it to
Kim.
Kay.
Okay.
Okay. So happy to be here. First breakout room. And we were all kind of like, well, you know, these are my goals. And I want to make, I think 5,000 is good. And then a couple of people were like, 10,000 is good. And we were kind of in the 10,000 group. And then we were all just kind of talking about how, you know, we have seen so many people succeed in this. And maybe to, like for me, I started 3 weeks and 2 days ago. And I'm like, why am I not getting any, you know, right? On my TikTok, which is a brand new account. Stop thinking that way. You're on the journey. I'm enjoying the crap out of the journey. I love it. And I think everyone else in our group was feeling the same way. There was a few people that were like, well, you know, I started way back, but now I'm really starting to get into it. Now I'm getting traction. And then here comes Dean. Dean can't even talk to us because he's at work. He's like, well, I'm making 10K a month and now I'm going to double it to 20K. And we're like, well, that was very cool. And he said it's so doable in the chat. He's like, it is so doable. And we all know what to do and we all know how to do it. And we're all here for each other. And I just feel like there's just no limit unto what we can do. One of the guys in the group wanted to start a resort for children with deformities because his granddaughter passed away at 6 and she got made fun of her whole life. And I'm like, why? I just want to have fun on retirement, but why? So I just can't say enough how we lift each other up and we've got this. We've all got this. So that's what we learned.
Oh, that's powerful. So you had a really good breakout room. Oh, I love that so much.
We really did.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Yes.
You bet.
Fran?
Greetings. I think this was my second breakout room, and I was just so encouraged by the group that I'm in. They have such great goals. Wanting to build a legacy for their family and freeing their family from hard work and being able to make up for lost time from years past. For me, it was an issue of I'm on Social Security now, and it is nowhere near the income that I used to make. So my goal is to be able to replace that income. And I'm just thankful for the community and how we're able to encourage one another and be there for one another. So just grateful for this. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. And I don't know if you just watched me type something, you guys. She just gave you a piece of content, by the way, when she said they were talking about freeing their family from hard work. That is such a great hook and creative video. Are you looking to free your family from hard work? Change that generational struggle and create generational wealth. Like that is so good. So thanks, Fran. He just gave me a piece of content idea. See, you guys, this is the power of community, right? Right? Because we can all learn. I learn from you guys every single day. It's so good. So awesome. And I'm glad you're here, Fran, because you're exactly right. Social Security doesn't cut it anymore. So awesome. Love it. Love it. All right, Philip, that was good, you guys. Like that was powerful, but I felt that when she said that. I felt that. So remember this, you guys, when you're listening to feedback and what people are saying, take notes. They are success leaves clues. They're giving you content creation ideas as well. And matter of fact, first thing I'd recommend you guys take some of these ideas down. The moment you get off of here, create some content. You will be pure fire. Repeat that, please. Okay. They said, free their family from hard work. Their goal is to free their family from hard work. That is so cool. And I talk about, we talk about the generational struggle, generational wealth. I mean, you can put all that in a video. All right, Philip.
Michelle, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I came into the business roughly about the I got started, got set up on the 13th of June. 4 days later, made my first sale. Thought it was going to go well, and so the last 4 weeks, I want to get more leads. So what we're talking about there in the breakup rooms, one of my goals is to have 20 leads a day. That's 20 people sign up. So I just want to ask you about the content. I'm doing 3 videos a day on TikTok. So I'm aware of the, the hook, the pinpoint, the solution, the answer. The hook is very important, obviously. Stop the scrolling. I'm aware of the, the hashtags and all the text. And what I'm saying has got to be saying the same thing. You talk about going back at your videos to see would you sign up, and I'm being humble saying this, I would sign up. I mean, I think they're quite good videos, but there's just something. So I reckon that I'm not, it's the wrong people that's watching the videos. So I just wanted to ask you, well, what's your thoughts on that?
Okay. So basically, you guys, he's going through exactly what we talked about with the expectations. So he's been creating content. He's already got some customers, but right now he's needing reassurance. So Philip, that's what's holding you back. You're not believing enough in your content that's why it's not working. because you wouldn't ask me those questions if you truly believed in your content. And I know we're going deep with that one, right? Because I know most of you are like, no, that's not true, but it is true. There's never one time I asked anybody that question. First of all, there was nobody I could ask, but I wouldn't have if I did, because that would have caused doubt in what I'm doing. And 1 ounce of doubt, you guys are out. You won't show up with that boldness, with that empathy. You won't show up with that caring heart if you don't believe your content is working. So I think, Philip, that's all you're really lacking, right? Is that you don't need reassurance. You got this, right? And I would go out there, I would take these 7 frameworks I've shared with you, get that, visualize what you're doing, plug in to our 90-day success path, because I'm walking you through, how to create content. And like today, I really showed you guys a strategy, another spin to it to even add more connection, but you got this, right? The moment we question what we're doing, we've added a layer of doubt into our business, and it's going to be harder, right? And you just don't doubt what you're doing, just keep on moving forward. You can train the algorithms at any time, right? So just keep on getting your message to your perfect customer, keep on with those hashtags. I mean, you're doing something right if you've already got a customer, right? Go back to that time when you got that customer and just keep on doing more of that. But you got this. You got this. Awesome. All right, Liz.
Me, Liz?
Yes.
That's awesome. Hi.
Hello.
So thank you. I'm gonna turn this off. So, okay. Where do I start first? So my goal is 50K in 90 days. I've been in for 3 weeks. I've officially launched 2 weeks ago, and my goal was to perfect my content, but right now it's more of perfecting my 2-hour day so that I'm able to do all this, because I'm up until 4:35 in the morning now. I'm watching all the modules and I'm doing all the trainings, and that's why. And I kind of get stuck on all the replays. So I'm trying to absorb everything, and I'm trying really hard to try to like get it all so it's organized, and I'm not sitting there. I'm over here. I'm over there. I'm posting ads. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. So I guess my question is, what is the best way? And I know we had a 2-hour training, everything else, mastering the day, but what is the best way you think that I could condense all of that when I'm trying to fit in all of that learning?
Okay, no, I love this question. So what I recommend is literally going back to launch to profit in 7 days and just doing that, right? And focusing on the launch to profit in 7 days, focusing on the 2-hour workday and doing that. Getting really good, mastering your income earning activities in 2 hours a day. Training is not the 2-hour day, right? So I want you to look at it this way. You've never rode a bike before. Do you think you're going to learn to ride a bike by getting on the bike, or are you going to learn to ride a bike quicker by just watching YouTube videos and reading books of how to ride a bike? Right?
Riding.
Yeah, getting on the bike. And so here's what I would do. Get on the bike, right? Start creating content. And then take your temperature, right? Then when you're creating content, see where your weaknesses are, where your gaps are, and then go into the training and fill in the gaps by, okay, this is where I'm lacking. I'm not getting email subscribers, which means I don't know who my perfect customer is, which means I haven't connected. So I need to go through to how to find my perfect customer training. Does that make sense? So
yes,
off of the feedback of your content and your prospects will base on what training you need to go through.
Okay. And I've gotten some feedback. I've noticed I've gotten some leads, so yay. And I've gotten some feedback as far as what people are responding to on TikTok. So the last question I have then is TikTok. When we're doing that, there's been so many different trainings I've watched, right? So Victoria's like, yes, do grow lives just so that you can get to that 1,000 followers. And then it was, no, don't do grow lives because they're not your perfect customer. And I don't really know which one to do, because I've done some grow lives and then I see the algorithm changing. So I understand what you're saying now. It kind of fluctuates and it's kind of like, well, what do you want me to do?
Mm-hmm.
So
let me ask you a question. Why are you using grow lives?
To grow so that I can go live.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you want to go live, yeah, just know that your audience is going to be completely different than if you organically grow it, right? So, like for example, how I told you, I made 21,000 off the TikTok platform before I had 1,000 followers. That's not going to happen if you do grow lives. You probably won't even make any money, right? Just as long as you're okay with that, then I would use grow lives, right? But then after you're able to go live, I would stop using grow lives and then train your algorithms. And the quickest way to train them after you do grow lives is block fast.
Right.
I now spend more time in my comments blocking than I do commenting. Because I'm just training the algorithms. I don't want my not perfect customers to slip in. If you just start blocking quick, then you'll train them quickly. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Good questions. All right. Alyssa or Elisa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to Colorado. Okay. We talked about, where are my notes? I'm like doing a gazillion things at once. Weaknesses and strengths. And let me tell you, this was such a mindset shift for me. It really was, to see the difference between what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. And I know my weaknesses like the back of my hand. I had a hard time figuring out what the strengths were. And everybody in our group, we had a great group. A lot of people were really, really new. Like, we're talking 5 days.
Wow.
New. Yeah. And, I have this personality that, like, I'm passionate when I talk about something that I'm passionate about. I talk loud and I talk with my hands, and I'm very, they were like, oh my God, you're really good on the camera. Well, I push that record button and I suck on the camera because I get in my head. And yesterday it was really funny because I started like talking to the wall, and I'm like, okay. And then I would push the button, like continuing. It was hilarious. But the big thing that, I just wanted to share with everybody is, done is better than perfect. I've really started making myself think, you know what? I've just got to get it done. I'm not consistent. I'm still not consistent. I have a checklist. I'm doing a accountability group. So that's keeping me more on track. I still don't feel consistent because I'm not doing that 2-hour workday in the 2 hours, but I will. Michelle sits on my shoulder saying, I will, all the time. But we all have these excuses. And, my parents' dog, they live in Texas. She had to be put down yesterday. And, and then it made me start thinking, I didn't do what I needed to do for my job, but yet my dad lost his leg years ago and had a store, and he didn't shut the doors to the store because his clients needed mufflers and tires and auto parts. And why are we that have, if anybody's listening to this and you're like me and you have every excuse in the book, okay? I mean, and you've said it before too, Michelle. I mean, your football games. I'm gonna think of you every Sunday when I'm doing fantasy football. But Starbucks doesn't not shut their doors or doesn't shut their doors. Walmart, Target, these places aren't shutting our doors. Somebody in our group said they have a day job. They have a full-time job. They show up to that every day. Somebody else had been let go. They were in that industry. They were there every day. Now that they're let go, why do we look at this like it's a hobby? And if you're going to treat it like a hobby, it's going to be a hobby, and it's not going to get you where you want to go. So that's my soapbox. And staying persistent and taking that leader. I don't know. I'll still perfect my message, but just take that. I just needed to get that out.
That's awesome. What a good perspective looking at your dad too. And it's so true. Yep, it is so true. It is so true. And you're exactly right. You know exactly the hour Starbucks is open, right? And that's why they're in business. And yeah, you guys got to have your hours too. Ooh, thanks for sharing. Love it. Good perspective. Good perspective. All right. Okay, Misha.
Hi,
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm at my plan B.
I love that. Your plan B.
It is because my plan A is legacy builder. My
Yay.
question is, my only trouble, I'm not really having a problem with the work. I just feel like, I know you say to say the same thing over and over again. Well, say, but your story should be consistent. Should we deviate from that a little bit and make it a little more personal, or should we just continue with getting the message out about how beneficial and sharing? What do you?
No, that's good. I mean, yeah, I change it a little bit, right? You'll kind of test a few little spins on it, see which spin
Okay.
gets the most engagement. And then the
Okay.
one that gets the most engagement, just start doing more of them, changing, the background, just test it. I always, to me, when I launched my business, I looked at the first 90 days as literally just
Okay.
really trying to navigate and get my message mastered and craft that
Right.
message, right? Because it wasn't about what I was comfortable saying. It was about what my perfect customer needed to hear for them to
Here.
want to give
Right.
me their email, right? And so
Yes.
I would. And then once you feel comfortable and you get one flowing, man, everything changes. Like,
Right. And my next question is, when it comes to TikTok, um, with the lives, right now I only go live for about 30 minutes because it seems like it's not a lot of people coming on, and I'm just using it as a practice, so to speak, as you say. Should I continue with the 30 minutes or should I bump
yes,
it up? Just
that's
because I'm
perfect.
still early in the beginning. I'm only literally, I started this on 6/11 when I launched originally. So I'm just 30 days in, give or take. So I wanted to continue on that until I decided to kind of like level up, so to speak. Do you suggest
Oh
that?
yeah,
Yes?
no, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. I mean, when I first started going live, I would go like 5 to 10 minutes, and then I moved
Okay.
up to 20. And so yeah, no, that's perfect. If you can do 30,
Okay.
that's amazing. Mhm.
Yeah, this is my plan A. So
Yay,
I'm
I
trying
love
to, every
love
time I
it.
get discouraged, I keep reminding myself, this is plan A. So
That's right.
thank you for your time, Michelle, and thank you for all that you have done. We appreciate you.
Oh, well, thank you, my friend. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yes. All right. Tasha, how are you, my friend?
Hi, Michelle.
Marianne got a $900 ding while on this training. Yay! Congratulations. How are you?
Oh, sorry. I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing today?
Good.
So when you told us to go to the breakout room, you was telling us about our goals, and you were saying like, I can't remember your exact words. Basically, you were saying like we should put like a gulp in our throats or whatever, like make it bigger. And so when you said that, I was thinking like, because Tim told me, he's like, Tasha, I've seen your lives. You can definitely have a goal of more than 2,000 people, right? Like, come on. And so when you said that, I was like, wow, 2025 is coming up. So I want to help 2025 moms by the end of 2025. And I was like, oh, that's a big one. That's big. Because that's a lot of people, right? That's a lot of months, a lot of families to impact. But I like that it kind of juiced me up like, wow, because it's like a whole different mission. It's like I'm not focused on, okay, how many I need to get this much money a month. It's like that's the goal, that's the big number that's out there, and that's helping those families. So it's taking the pressure off me of worrying about, okay, how much am I gonna make this month or how much I'm gonna make that month. It's really about impacting these lives, and that's what I'm excited about. So thank you for that.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah, it changes your energy, doesn't it?
It did. I mean, like instantly. It was like an instant. Like I literally felt it instantly in my body. Like, whoa, this is so huge. So, yeah, it makes a
Good.
big.
I'm proud of you.
You gotta take it out. You got like I think we get so caught up into ourselves and what we want that we forget why we did this, and we forget to help other people. And when you put the focus on yourself, it's very easy to come up with excuses. Very easy to be discouraged. It's easy to do all those things that's not helping you move forward. But if you want to move forward faster, help more people faster. Let that be your focus and not what you're not getting or what you're not doing.
Yes. Love it. Thank you.
You're
I'm so
welcome.
proud of you. So good. All right. Is that Philip? It says hello at Philip something.
Yeah, Philip, number two. Hi, Michelle.
Hey, how are you?
I'm amazing. Thank you so much again for everything you've done. It's like almost 4 weeks in, and I'm almost 4K. Well, no, I am 4K.
Yay,
So
congratulations. Wow,
thank
that's
you.
huge. Love
I
it.
just simple question. I swear I've been looking everywhere. Last week's Legacy Builders, I missed the Zoom. I don't know where to find the replay.
Ooh, okay, let me ask. It should be put under how to build your empire. Let me just double check with that. Okay.
Okay.
And I will make sure that in this training today will be put underneath that module as well, how to build your empire. So if
Oh
that
my
one from
gosh.
last week isn't in there, I'll make sure that within the next 24 hours, both of them are in there.
Well, I don't think I looked at that module, so I'll look at that right now.
Okay.
But thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for asking. All right. And then what I'll do, you guys, for you is I will go back to help you guys. I will go back after the we do a recording, you know, of the I will let you know inside that Zoom area, inside your legacy builder, where the replay was put. How's that? So you guys will know if you can go back there and you'll know where it's put. Okay, awesome. All right. It looks like millionaire status, something. I like the beginning of that I can see.
You have to buy all these.
Okay. Hello, hello, hello,
Hello.
everybody. And what an honor, Michelle. Thank you. So I was in an awesome breakout group. Shout out to D, Sharon, two Tracy's, Tracy with an E, and Jessen. And one of the things that was common amongst most of our folks in our breakout group was the going live piece. And so just trying to master that and trying to not let that be the fear. I hear that a lot of people, and fortunately, one of my strengths is going live. So I'm excited about that. So that part is good. One of the things too that I enjoyed about the breakout group was the evidence that our business is global, because we had people in there from Cape Town, Africa, British Columbia, Canada, and all over the United States. So that was pretty interested. I was, just excited to see that continues to fuel my excitement. My goals are to be all in 30K in 90 days. When I think I'm going for the gold, right? So when I think about the 5 structures, right? Poor, good, great, excellent, outstanding. If I'm being honest, what I shared in the group is that if I'm being honest, I always speak high of myself. I am excellent. I am outstanding. But in this opportunity, I am poor. I am given the poor side of myself. I'm not poor, but that if I'm being honest, that's what I'm doing. So I need to do more. And one thing that Tracy said in our group was, instead of looking at it as a challenge, that she looked at it as something that she needs to work for on herself from within. And I took that because I'm like, instead of complaining or thinking this is not going to work, I'm going to quit. Instead of any of those things, it's time to really think that I am the CEO of a very successful business. I have a very successful person who is giving me the gems and not gatekeeping. And so, Michelle, thank you for that. And because of that, I can do this. I will do this, but it's going to start from me doing the work within. When I feel stuck, I got to get myself unstuck and realize that this is my business. And then the other thing, the question I had for you, and I think whoever just said too, looking for ways to set your family free from old ways, free from what the generations before us did. Excited. And then Michelle, when you said, I'm excited yet terrified, right? Maybe being a little more vulnerable. But one question I have for you, and you kind of answered it a little bit, but I started in March, but really not until I was laid off from a job, from a corporate, right? They smart sized, and I was one of the seats that was emptied. But that's okay, because I already had this. I had this already in my pocket. And so I'm excited to see where it's going to go with that experience from MLM, and this not being that. This is not my mama's MLM. This is something that's going to totally set me free. So I'm excited about that. But one question that I did have that I always wanted to ask you if I had the opportunity is, when you first started and when you were 1 month in, really 30 days on going from poor to good, how did you start your day? Like, what was it? I know we do our 2-hour work days, and I did just hear you give an answer to one of our family members here, was that the 2-hour workday is not training. The 2-hour workday is not for training. It's for really getting in and doing our work. Like, I showed up to do my work at my job, working for my own dream. How did that look like when you first got started? And I know everyone's different, but I just want to model something to kind of think, am I on the right track? I got everything open. I got all the stuff. I'm over here for 5 seconds and I think about something over here. The social media part of it is so much fun. So that's not my struggle. That's not where I need to spend the time. I need to understand everything else. So what did that look like for you when you first got started? Let's say like day 20. How
Right.
was that you scheduled, and what did it look like, if that makes any sense?
Such a good question. And first of all, before I answer that, I have to share something with you. I love what you said here. Not my mama's MLM. That is a video, you guys, because that was so good. So powerful. I hope you guys are right. Taking nuggets on listening to everybody. That was so good. I had to write that down. So I was really lucky when I launched this because my schedule was so crazy. So I had to do structure. Right. And structure equals freedom. So back in September of 2022, two of my grandchildren were dropped off at my house like at 5 a.m. in the morning. And then I would get them ready for school, get them on the bus. And then I had to go get my little peanut. I had to leave my house at 11:15. So I had a window of time in the morning. So I was like, I got to get really, really, really good with that time. And so as soon as I would get them on the bus, I would literally come in my office and I would grab my phone and I would put 30 minutes on the clock, and I did copy and paste free ads for 30 minutes. I literally had a Google Doc with the exact ad with the 10 websites that I like to use and the 10 cities I like to market in. And it was all ready for me. And I would do the exact same ad, exact same cities, exact same website for 7 days straight. And my goal every day during that 30 minutes was, how can I post one more ad than I did yesterday? I got so good at copy and paste and free ads. I could get 100 ads done in 30 minutes. Because I just would open all 20 or all 10 of the websites and I would just, it was like a challenge for me. So I would do that. And then I would immediately, and I always played like my favorite music. And then I would end kind of towards my end of my 30 minutes, I would listen to some Tony Robbins to really get myself hyped up. And then I would literally go, I was in a really good frame of mind and I'd go create my 3 pieces of content. And I would get flowing. So I would create all 3 pieces of content and I would put them in my drafts. And so then that way, then I would go and immediately post my first video after they were in the drafts, right? And so that way, if I didn't get all 3 of them posted, I could finish posting them when I was in the pickup line to get my granddaughter from preschool. But I just worked on every day getting better with that. And then when I was feeding her lunch, when I was cooking lunch, I would go through my comments, right? And respond to comments. Of course, at the beginning, it wasn't a lot. And then I would do that, go through my comments one more time in the evening, which it took me 5 to 10 minutes total to do that at the very beginning, right? Because there wasn't a lot. So that's what I worked on. And then every Sunday, again, what I shared with you, I would look at my stats, but also reflect on me. How did I feel about my week? What am I most proud of? What did I learn the most? Do I feel like I'm connecting better with my content? And I would always ask myself this question every Sunday: what piece of content did the best? For some odd reason, we focus on the ones that don't do good. So I retrained my brain, what piece of content did the best? And then how can I recreate it? How can I recreate that in 21 different ways, right? For the next coming week. And then so Sundays would be reflection on me, and then, reflection on my dad and my business. And then what I did every Sunday is I would write down video ideas for the entire week. So I never walked into a new day thinking of what am I going to talk about? And so I always wrote down on Sunday after I reflected of every good that happened the week, right? Because then you're in this frame of mind. And then I would write down the 21 topics that I wanted to talk about. So I always had that done. So every day when I would go to create my 3 videos, I already knew what I was going to talk about. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. And so I'm hearing you just say that proactive piece, being proactive, to know, proactively planning what success looks like based on what last week looked like. And the last thing I had was, so I wrote down all these notes. Sunday, check stats. Okay, so within the group, we created a subgroup with my mentor and friend who brought me here. And so we have a subgroup who we hold each other accountable. We get up every day as if we're going to work. We actually work together and we're laid off together. So we still get up, we still plan and set our goals. And so that is something that's working for us. And then I would love to invite you maybe to listen to one of my lives if you ever have time.
I would love to, yes.
And I would so appreciate
Nobody ever invites me to listen to their lives.
Okay.
So I would love to.
So please. Okay, great. That's it. Thank you so much for your time. Everybody, I wish you all to win.
Message me in the community, okay? And
Okay.
and if within 24 hours, if I've not responded, just put bump,
Mhm.
and then you're going to bump up to the top.
Okay.
Because you guys, and just for any of you
Okay,
guys that
thank
have,
you.
let me share this with you guys. For any of you that have messaged me in the community, my intentions is to not see your message. You got to understand something. I have to let people inside the community, and to let them in, I have to ask them questions because they're not in the community, because they didn't either put their email correct, or something is not correct because I'm not finding them as a member. So sometimes I'm messaging 100 of them a day, right? And then they have to message me back. And if you guys message me, you might be down in number 300. So my intentions is never to not see a comment. It's just that I'm trying to get every new customer inside the community, right? So I get a lot of them at the very top. So if you ever message me and within 24 hours, if you've not heard about it, just put the word bump and then you'll be pushed to the
Okay.
very top. So, okay. So do that and let me know when you go live. I'd love to join your live. Awesome. Thank you for asking.
Thank you.
Most people
Awesome.
get nervous and they're like, I don't like you on my live. I feel uncomfortable.
Oh
So I'm
gosh,
telling
I'd
you
be so
here.
excited.
Yay.
Thank you.
Love it. Awesome. All right. Khalif, how are you, my friend? You guys, Khalif is so amazing. I don't know if you guys, success leaves clues, by the way. I don't know if you've seen what he did last night. He did a post in the community and he's like, hey guys, one of my videos is going viral. And he let you guys know to duet it, because you guys, when you have somebody in the community, their video is going viral, it will generate hundreds of leads for you. So Cliff, that just shows how big your heart is, my friend, for you taking the time to do that. So I just appreciate you so much.
No, and that's exactly why I did it, because it's like I did it and it took me beyond my wildest dreams. I'm like, hey guys, this is another one of those Martha Stewart things, right? Hey, move your money here. So I tried to put everybody ahead of the curve. So hopefully you guys saw that. Literally, I don't know if it's been 24 hours, it's been up and it's still gaining traction. So hop on that if you haven't.
I'm doing it today, right
There
before
it
I
is.
go
Yeah,
live.
I think you know it firsthand. I think you duetted one of mine and it got close to 1 million views. It's crazy.
Yeah, let me see. Okay, yeah, well, let's just look at that because it said one of my, I think it is my most popular video, actually. It is. So there it is, you guys. My most popular, well, my no, it is. My most popular video was his duet, and it did 624,000 views. And it generated me, I mean, I had 17,000 comments. So duets work, you guys. Yeah. So somebody asked how you duet. So let me just show you. Let me just click on his video here. So all you got to do is you'll see a video, and if it says duet it, okay? Then all you got to do is just click on their picture right there. Oops, no. The arrow down here, and you'll see where it says duet. Okay? So yeah. So anyway, awesome. All right. You should be able to mute him.
Go ahead. So actually, when's your birthday, Michelle?
It was the 12th.
12. Okay, my little one's birthday was yesterday, so you guys are close
Aw,
there.
so Cancer. I love it, love
There
it.
it is. Our breakout group was amazing. What's up, baby?
Can I do a video?
Go ahead. You good? Go ahead. I was in there with all ladies, and I happened to be the old head this time around. But I learned so much from them because it kind of put me back to where I was at the beginning. So a lot of them are just trying to figure out their voice and their message, and don't know what direction to go. And I'm just sitting there now. I see it from your perspective, just listening. Yes, baby. Okay. Yeah. There you go. So I've seen it from your perspective, and just like we said, breakouts equal breakthroughs. And I think each and every one of them had one. I was like, hey, everything that you're concerned about, have you made a video about that? And they're like, you seen the light bulbs going off. So for those that are new, hold on, beautiful. Those of you that are trying to figure out your message that is new, when you're talking your way through it like you do comfortably in the breakout rooms, just press record on your phone because it's coming out raw, and your perfect customer is going to find you. We're so focused on trying to find our perfect customer, right? When it's the other way around. You put the information out there and let TikTok and your message, have them find you. And another quick epiphany, somebody suggested, they said that like when they start recording and see that camera in their face, they kind of stumble over themselves, get jammed up.
Dad.
Hold on, baby girl.
Blue cake.
Okay.
Blue. That was green, orange.
Okay.
And that blue shirt, I like my cake.
Okay.
And
To just turn the camera around, so the actual viewfinder's recording you on your tripod instead of actually looking at yourself. And I was like, wow, I've been doing this almost a year and I've never thought of that.
That's so good. I love that.
So that was huge, guys. Just, you know, literally that thought tank you're having with yourself, just press record and have it. That's a video. And just post that video. And that's what I did yesterday with this video that's going off. I didn't edit it or nothing, just did a one take, went through my thoughts on the program, and people are gravitating towards it. And when I posted it, I'm not going to say I was 100% confident that it was the greatest video I've ever done, but those usually are the ones.
So true, isn't it? Like you're like, I don't know if that's very good, and then it's all of a sudden the best. It's not about us, is it, Khalid? It's about our audience and what they like. So
Yes, and let them make the decision. You don't have to sell them on anything.
Yeah, so good.
But that's all I had.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Indeed, thank you. Say goodbye. Say bye to the folks.
Bye.
Bye. How are you? Aw. You having fun with your dad?
You having fun?
Sure.
You have a good birthday.
Aw. Aw. He's leaving you a
Thank you,
legacy,
Michelle.
hon.
This is it.
Yeah, that's it. That's why we do it right here. Aw.
Indeed.
Aw. Love it. Thank you.
Thank you,
Khalid, for
everybody.
sharing. Yeah, so good. All right. Yeah, you guys, his video is posted in the community if you want to check it out, and you can do at it. So how do you say that? Jonetta? Oh my gosh, help me out.
Hi,
Was I
Michelle
close?
and everybody else. No, not close. Juanita.
Jonita.
Juanita without the J.
Jonita. Okay, I'll remember that. Jonita. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that we've been in the Legacy Builders for about 8 weeks, And when we chatted in the breakout groups, the times that we joined the breakout groups are really great for two reasons. That we realize that other people are human as well. You know, from South Africa, the biggest stumbling block is that I look at $900 and it's a huge amount of money. And you sort of feel like, how on earth am I going to get people to buy this? And then you talk to people in America and $900 is a lot of money, but it's not that much compared to what South Africans think. And the biggest stumbling block is when it comes to what's our goals for this month. Because I had a stroke a year ago. On the 13th of July, it was a year ago, and I haven't worked for a year. So it's almost like a desperation of making this sale because we need the money. And you constantly toggle between, I need to make this sale, but I don't want to come across as salesy on the platforms. So in looking at that, overcoming our own mindset, I said to the breakout group, I'm very comfortable and very good at motivating other people and inspiring other people to break through their goals twice, 3, 4 times. But then it comes to my own goals, coming from a year of not having income, I sort of look at it and like, sure, is that really possible? Because it was such a struggle for a very long time. So in the breakout group, I don't really have a solution for that other than knowing that it's mindset, belief and working through that. But in the breakout group, when I then said, but guys, I'm great at motivating other people, the one lady commented and she said, but that's why we have the community. If you need motivation, that's why the community is there. And I think that's the one thing out of our group is everybody has their own struggles. But having 28,000 people in the community, there has to be 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 or 200 others that can motivate us or can learn from our wins. And
Right.
for me, that's the quest and a query to people to say, be part of the community. And even myself, my takeaway is to be more active in the community, especially on those days where I need motivation. So I think my question was just, where is the fine line between being too salesy and not being salesy at all?
Okay,
when it
good.
comes
First of all,
to
I want to peel back some layers. First of all, when you guys have a limiting belief of like, I'm in South Africa and nobody's buying the 900, that is so far from the truth. Like we have 6 millionaires in rand money in South Africa, and I see how many South Africans get $900 customers on a daily basis, right? And so this is what you have to do if you're like, man, that's a lot of money. If you ever say that, I want you to walk around your house and I want you to look at things in your house that you've spent more money on, right? Like nobody has a problem spending money on a TV. Nobody has a problem spending money on new furniture or, you know, a air fryer or things like that, right? Or you can go out in your garage if you're a man, or your man shed. We all do that. Or women can go in their closets, some women, right? We always are spending money. Another thing you guys can do is go out and about in your local town and watch people drop money. Look in people's carts, see what they're spending money on, and they're not overthinking that, right? Go to some restaurants and see that, you know, a couple of for 2 or family of 4 is going to be about $300 for a meal. People do that every single day. And so you got to get past that money belief. That's your limiting beliefs, right? So that's why you guys hear me in my content. I'll reference the fact that every single one of you have a TV in your house that costs more than one of my programs. And you didn't overthink buying the TV. So that's one of the things you guys have to do. You have to get over that, because my thing is, instead of looking at, man, this costs $900, look at it as, wow, look how much it would cost me if I don't learn these skills. And so kind of flip the switch on that is really important. And the other thing I wanted to mention is I never once said I need to get a customer. But every day I said, I need to learn these skills so I can attract customers to me. How can I get better with my message so I can attract customers to me? And so I changed from I want a customer to how can I get better with attracting a customer to me? How can I help them feel safe? How can I bridge the gap so they feel safe? And the reason why I use the word safe, you guys, is because they do have to feel safe with you to be able to give you their email, right? Because that's their personal email that shows up on their phone. So you think about it. If one person gives you their personal email, they feel safe enough with you to do that. You're doing something right. That's awesome, right? So every day it was, how do I bridge that gap? How do I make them feel safe? So they want to learn from me. And so I never looked at selling. Matter of fact, I think that's so the old school way, like I think about realtors, how realtors used to lean on a for sale sign and say, hey, buy my home, or hey, I'm the #1 realtor in XYZ. Nobody likes that. Everybody's like, so what? This is about me, not you, right? So remember that, you guys, this is about your customers, not you. So help them feel safe. The fastest way to feel safe is connection. Connection equals currency. That's why I say we like taking people on that journey of the know, like, and trust. We just want people to know what we have, see if they're going to like it, and see if they can trust as a solution for what they're looking for. But yeah, that's because you don't need to sell it all. It's the connection. Like I've got most of my customers because people will email me and be like, I swear you were talking to me. You were in my head. Like you were in my head. I'm like, because you're my perfect customer. And then the moment I started getting a lot of emails or comments like that, that's when I started getting my sales, because I could relate to them. So that's what I work on. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Coach K. How are you? Oh, you're still muted. You should build unmute.
Okay. Hi there. How are you doing?
Hello. Good. How are you?
I am so excited to just get to see you guys and just to say thank you. I've only been doing this for a little over maybe 2 weeks. And what has happened is I've gotten my first 3 sales, and I'm new to TikTok, and I'm learning TikTok, and I hear you in my posting when I'm posting. Is somebody, or is this gonna stop the scroll? I just hear you in my head. I am on my second page of my Legacy Builders training because I have not missed a day. I'm like the other young lady that said she was up to 4 in the morning. I cannot stop the training, but I'm actively involved. I'm posting 3 days. I mean 3 things a day. I'm also making sure that I do ads every single day. I'm just really pushing myself out of the comfort zone because I'm one of those MLM people where, getting to the top of an MLM is not the issue. The issue was trying to support a whole team and all of that. It is exhausting when you're in the top 1%. And I needed something where I was making money consistently. And this has blown my mind. I did the numbers and I would have had to enroll 38, 39 people to make what I made in 7 days. I would have had to do that in a week. And if you work with MLM, you know that that's almost impossible.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There's not
So
enough hours in the day to do that.
no. And
Congratulations. Yeah.
thank you. I own a computer consulting firm, a training firm, and you are an amazing, amazing trainer.
Aw.
I love the platform. I love the support. I just wanted to know what can I do to build TikTok? Like I've been on Facebook for like 14 years. But people get used to you and they think they already know. So going to TikTok was different, but just building an audience on TikTok is a little different for me. If you could give me some tips and tricks on how to build, I would truly appreciate that.
Okay. So, so have you been on TikTok now for how long? Just since you launched your business here?
Yes, just since I've launched my business, probably 2.5, 3 weeks. That's it.
Okay, so the fastest way to literally build a following on TikTok, this is exactly what I did. Share your story, ask questions. Who can relate to this? Who's been in MLM? Put yes in the comments if you have, right? So kind of do call to actions like that and really get relatable with your content and say, talk about what you just said. The 1% wasn't hard. It's building the team. And, mostly in today's world of how people will just like pick a team up and go to another company. And then you're all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Like you can just relate in some of those stories. It's just all about storytelling on TikTok, man. The more you can storytell and connect with people, you'll just go viral. You really will. And you're good at storytelling. You told like 5 stories. That was so good and powerful. I was like, that's content. That's good content. Yeah.
Thank you.
Storytelling. It's literally just sharing stories and then ask who can relate. Who knows what I'm feeling right now? Who can relate? I mean, that was one of the biggest things. I put yes in the comment, put comment yes if you can relate, and I would say that all the time at the very beginning. And people would be like, yes, I feel like you're in my head. And then that just built that connection. Because you don't need a lot of followers to make a lot of money. I wish I could go back because I hit 6 figures in 6 months, 152,000 in 6 months. I wish I could go back and see how many followers I had. I don't remember. I'm going to see if I have a screenshot of something because I know I didn't have a lot of followers. And that's what I love about this. You don't need a lot. You just need the ones that are your perfect customer. And you're good at storytelling. Go out there and share them and you will attract massive people to you. Yeah. Awesome. So good. All right, Damien.
Hey, what's up?
I think I just missed somebody.
You
I don't
did.
know. She skipped. Do you remember
Hey.
who it was? I'll find her. We'll go to
Yeah,
her
no
next.
problem. No, I just wanted to say thank you so much for this, and I'm going to share the thing that I shared with my group, which was that I'm a business coach and a mindset coach, and I invested over $100,000 in like 4 or 5 different business coaches in the last 7 years, and they were all good. They're all $1 million coaches. However, I have none of it is as good as what I'm getting here. And for $900, I just
Wow.
I want to say that to everyone to help reinforce these 7 steps that you gave to everybody, because this is stuff that I teach, this is stuff that they teach, and it is definitely the power of success. I mean, you've got to be doing these things, and you've got to be willing to keep setting your expectations and embracing the learning and growth. That's probably my biggest thing, favorite thing throughout my life, is embracing learning and growth. And I posted my first post yesterday. So I'm pretty new here, and I'm just stoked. I'm really excited to be here, and the community is amazing. The person who got me into this is amazing, and my goal is $100,000 by the end of the year.
Awesome.
And for anybody who doubts any of this, just keep coming in and plugging in, because this training is amazing. I mean, it's worth millions for sure. For sure.
Oh, well, thank you. I love hearing that. And I think that's really cool for, you have a different perspective, right? Because you purchased things before. So that's great for people that are brand new, that hopefully they can see the value. And yeah, awesome. And I'm excited to celebrate your journey with you to 100K in 2024.
Absolutely.
So
Thank you.
All right, Tracy, you are next, my friend.
Hi, Michelle. How are you? How's
Good.
everyone?
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So the first thing I want to say is your ability to just answer questions so effortlessly. Like every question I've had has been answered, but I am just going to ask two more. It's just amazing. I don't know how you do it. You're just so gifted. Anyway, you're the best. So thank you for all the answered questions already. The only question I did have, actually was two very quickly, was in terms of your 1 million in 17 months, is that the 30-day strategy itself, or is that like a completely different video? Because I am trying to look for it in the classroom and in the bonuses, and I actually can't find that specific.
So yeah, I have a complete outline and blueprint for it. And I was going to do a live training with the Legacy Builder people on it. So then it will be put in there. Yeah.
Okay, fab. And then the second question I had, and I think I asked this the last time, but I'm going to ask again. And thank you for answering that question in terms of, I think Phil from Northern Ireland, I can just tell from his accent, asked, and he said something about, he asked something about, believing in your content. Of course, we can grow and we can get better every time. But I really love the fact that you said that if you're questioning yourself, then that means you don't believe in your content. And that really did click. So yes, thank you for answering that question. The second question I did have, though, is in terms of launch to profit. So I did that my first week. Oh, by the way, I'm 4 weeks in. Today is 4 weeks exactly. In terms of a launch to profit, I did that the first week, which was fine. And I think I've heard you say a couple of times that you would suggest to do the launch to profit each week, which I think I'm probably going to start doing now, because what I did was launch to profit and then the 30-day strategy. So I'm kind of thinking, do you think for now, because again, I think I'm learning and adapting as well, to be fair, I'm looking at some of the content I did when I started and it's completely different to what I'm doing now. So I am adapting and I'm getting better, which is great. Haven't made a sale yet, but that's not the issue. I want to, obviously get better all the time. So do you suggest to just, I don't know, it's kind of hard for you to know, isn't it? But would you suggest to just continue doing the launch to profit until, the messaging is clear, attracting your perfect customer is clear, and then move on to 30 days? Or would you suggest launch to profit 30 days and then do it again? Like what do you think would be the best way to go about that?
So I love that question, by the way. I think if after launch to profit in 7 days, if you don't feel comfortable and confident with your message to your perfect customer, do it again. Okay. I want you to get really good with that message, right? I do have some people doing, right? They're doing the launch to profit and they're going through that 30-day growth strategy plan as well to kind of get ideas. But we have one gal inside the community and she's on, I want to say week 5 or 6, and she still has just done the launch to profit and she's got a total of 4 customers now.
Okay, fine.
And so it helped me get really, really good with, and she's kind of same thing you said, right? She's like, I look back at my first content and I'm like, oh, wow, have I come a long way? And so I think that's a great idea.
Okay, I think I might do that. And then just finally, I'm going to quickly say something and then finally just ask again. I'm also trying to post on Instagram. Would you say to use the same strategy? So just continue doing the launch to profit with Reels. I just watched the Reel strategy and the story strategies yesterday on the training. So that's amazing. So would you suggest to just incorporate the same strategy on Instagram, obviously with Reels and following the strategy? There's amazing hooks and everything that you've given us. So that's fine. Would you suggest to do the same with that? Or also, Yeah, fine.
Yes.
And then just for everyone on the call, by the way, System.io has just said that they don't support Gmail anymore. So just they've sent an email out. Yeah, they've just sent an email now. So just in case anyone missed that, do have a look. But yeah, I just thought I'd
Like, what do you mean they don't support Gmail? Like just the
yeah, I think they don't support Gmail email addresses anymore for like us. So like for us.
so like how they don't support like AOL. They want business. They're trying to get everybody to go all business. Yeah.
Fab. Thank you so much, Michelle. Have a fab day. Thank you so much.
And thank you.
Yeah, we'll catch up soon. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. Camilla, how are you doing?
Hi, Michelle. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for all these coaching classes and all the support. Oh my God. I'm so excited. I just made a sale just now as well. I was like, wow, I can't believe it. This literally came true. I mean, I was so busy whole day and literally made this one because I missed so many legacy calls. I'm like, I can't miss this one. So yeah, I'm super excited.
So you got paid to be on the training today.
I know, absolutely. I was like, wow, I can't believe it. Like, you know, it's amazing. The question I have, I think it's a good kind of problem I have at the moment. So at the moment, my videos are going viral. And because of that, I'm getting tons of leads and tons of leads are asking questions. Like I have, you know, that message request, almost like 50, 60 a day. And there's so many messages. And I'm like, I don't know, should I respond? Should I not? I feel like responding them. And I tried, and it's taking me so much time. And I have random emails as well, like tons and tons of emails. So I'm like really trying to stick to my 2 hours work, which is, I'm struggling at the moment. Like, I don't know, it's a good kind of problem, I'm sure, because like, you know, I have tons of leads, but how to manage them, like, you know, that's one question. And I have another question in a minute.
Okay, so let me answer that first of all. So what I would do is you just got to remember something. If you start replying to DMs, you're training people that you're going to do DMs, and you're also then they're going to think that that's what they have to do, and you probably are losing customers because of it because they don't want to do that. So what I would recommend, if you are getting a bunch of DMs, go get an automated system or go automate your message. And literally just say, hey, thanks for DMing me. Go to the link in my profile, click on that. You'll get more details. After you watch that video, inside that link in my profile, email me and I will gladly answer your questions. So get them off of DM to go there. And a lot of people have the scarcity mindset and they're like, but what if people don't go there? They never would have anyway. They would have just consumed you back and forth in DMs. You would have confused them more. They would have never bought from you anyway, right? And so I would just have an automated system. Like I have mine's automated and it says, no, I don't DM, right? Because of all the fake accounts. And so I have just an automated reply set up. I would do that. And now here's the other thing. If you're getting, this is to help you leverage your time. If you're getting a lot of common questions.
Automated messages, is that what you're saying, right? If someone send me a message, then I set up an automated message saying like, oh, okay, got that.
You can do that inside of TikTok. Okay. If you go to, it's in your settings. It's in your settings and privacy. I'll try to find it here because I don't remember because I did it a long time ago, and you can just have it auto and it will automatically send them a message.
Amazing.
Just direct them to your link in your bio to click on that. Right. So yes, Facebook also does auto reply. Yes, those are good to do, right? And so I would do that. Now, and also remember, if you have a bunch of videos getting viral, do not be discouraged if nobody buys at the beginning, because there's a lot of looky-loos, right? And so you got to get them to know, like, and trust you better. And so that's why sending them personal, or not personal, but send them like a video that you do, like checking in on them, is going to be really, really good. But here's what I'd recommend to leverage your time. You'll probably notice a theme. You probably get about the same questions over and over again. So instead of having to individually answer those emails, create a Loom video that answers it. And then put that in a Google Docs and tell yourself, this Loom video is for when people ask me this question. And then all you got to do is when you get that question a lot, just, reply to the email, thank them for their question, to say, I created a video breaking down that question for you. Please, you know what I mean? And so you can create like 5 or 10 of them, and then you can just put them in there. And that builds the connection quicker with people as well.
That is amazing. I was getting so tired. I'm like, oh my God, so many messages to get through. Like, and because I was doing my business from Facebook as well, like it's very tempting because that's what I was doing, right? And then I'm like, as you said, like scarcity mindset hits in as well. I'm like, what if they're like, kind of thing. So they are buying, but what I realized is like those people who are asking too many questions are not buying anyways. Like they're
And
buying
you're
from
overwhelming them, right? Because there's no structure and they're just asking you and they don't even, then they get to a point, they're like, well, this is probably a good question to ask. They don't even know. That's why I say to people all the time, when you go to my automated system, when you put your email in here, you're going to get this video. If you love it, and purchase, awesome. I can't wait to work with you. If you have more questions, you're going to get this video in my email or in your email. After you watch these 2 videos, reply with any questions. And so I'm trying to get people to do those steps and it's helping, right? Because they get most of their questions answered by those 2 videos.
Okay, so you create 2 Loom videos that most people ask, and then you send them in the email, and then ask them to email you back.
Yep. Yeah. So just whatever questions you're getting a lot, because you have a lot now. Just go create a bunch of Loom videos and answer those questions, visually show them the answers, right? And then you just store them in a Google Docs, and then every time you get that question answered, copy and paste it into your emails, and you're saving a lot of time.
That is amazing. Thank you so much. I was getting overwhelmed. I'm like, oh my God, I don't have time for this, So yeah, that's really good advice. Thank you so much. The second question I have, the quick one, is like, I don't know, that question might be a bit silly, but I'm like, all the clients who are buying from me, like getting stuck at the tech part. And I'm like, I'm not a tech person either. Like, they're like, oh, help me set up PayPal, help me set up Stripe. I'm like, why don't you just jump on the tech course? That might be helpful for you. But is there any way, like, I really don't understand how much should I help them? Like, I don't mind helping them with content creation, finding perfect customer, which we have amazing training inside our company. And you do like really good job, and I direct them like, watch this. But like, those little bits is a bit overwhelming. I'm like, should I really, like, I don't know how to, like, is there any
so what I recommend is, because again, they purchase this to make 100% profit, right? And kind of like step 1 that I talked to you about, right? They're expecting more from you than they are from themselves. And here's why I say that. Because they want you to tell them what to do, but they're not willing to go through the videos of what to do.
Yeah.
So if you help them, you handicap them, then they never make money. And then they say the program doesn't work. If you like, listen, we have these videos that walk through it step by step, that you're literally trained by a tech expert, and she does free live tech Zooms to help you get it set up. I'm not the tech person. These are great for that, right? And so that's what I do, which is the truth. I don't want to give them the wrong information anyway. But here's what you can do. Instead of you just individually trying to help your personals, do a once a week Zoom and get on a Zoom with them and invite them.
I mean, I do twice a week Zoom, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm still getting lots of, info about the tech, and I'm like, okay, I'm not
yeah. And I mean, it's like, I guarantee if you gave me every single person right now, I could expose them because I could share my screen with you and I could go put their email in and you would see that they haven't completed the videos. And I tell people that, like, and you can give people that data, say because I watched that because I'm like, do we have a gap in our training? And then I'm like, and then so every email I get that somebody has a question or something, I will go copy and paste their email into the training. And I'll notice they haven't even gone through it. It's wild to me. And I know if they've gone through it all, how many times they've gone through it, and if they've only gone through half of it. And most have not gone through it one time, some not at all, some half. And so what I recommend is, when somebody's going through it, the best advice is to literally go through all those videos and then go back through and implement to kind of get a feel of exactly what it is. It's just, we get in such a rush, but sometimes, you can handicap them more. But what I'll do is if somebody has a question, like I'll first ask them, are you going through the videos? If you're going through the videos, what step do you have a question on? Screenshot it to me. Right. And then that will kind of help me. But typically by the time I ask them that, they're like, oh, I figured it out. I just watched the video again.
That's amazing. Yeah. I mean, that's the question I'm asking myself. Like, am I leading my people to wrong direction? I don't want to handicap them. I want them to be strong and be responsible for them, right? Because I cannot be taking their hand with me, drag them
Right.
with me.
That's the employee mentality that we have to drop. Just like Betty said something that was so powerful. She goes, if watching a video is too much, so is this program, and they're never going to have success. And that's just the truth, right? Because it's not really that hard. We just want to make it hard, right? And so, yeah, we got to teach them to go through it, but they just need that reassurance, and that's, so if they're in the Legacy Builder program, this is a training for them, right? Because the first half we covered the 7 steps, and that's something you might want to send to them. It's definitely going to be added to my automations to my new customers. This training is going to be.
Thank you so much for all these answers. Thank you.
And congratulations on getting a customer during this training. That's so fun.
Thank you so much.
Love it. Love it. That's the best, right? All right, Linda, you are up, my friend. Okay. You can unmute.
I'm so sorry. It's been a really long day. Yeah, thanks for having me here. Just a shout out to everyone. I can't even remember the questions I want to ask because I think so many of them have already been brought up. So
awesome.
So I've been on for 2 weeks, and I think my biggest takeaway from today and the breakout rooms is just, again, somebody said it earlier, we are all human, and it is an amazing community, and it's so nice to share and just get to know people, and I can't touch you all, but I feel like I'm amongst humans, and that's amazing. So I got my first email, my first contact in my inbox while we were on this group, so that's great news. And I think I've got 1 or 2 very, very short questions, and it's around tech, Michelle. So you don't like tech, and I know that, so I'm going to challenge you. But just maybe even somebody else can give the answer. I don't know, in the comments. When would it be best to migrate from a normal TikTok account over to a business account? If anybody has an opinion, I'd love to hear it. Michelle, if you don't have the answer, that's okay as well.
Well, I can easily answer that. So it depends on how quick you want your business to grow, right? So if you start a brand new TikTok account, you're going to be able to find your perfect customers quicker. If you have an old account that already has patterns and habits with the algorithms, it's going to take longer to get them to find your perfect customer. I recommend everybody keep their old account and everybody launch a business with a brand new TikTok account.
Okay, so that would mean that I have to go and register a business, but that's okay. I can get that done. And I think, and also what I took away from today, and I just really want to appreciate you for reminding me, Michelle, I'm a big girl and I should know that because I've had my own business before and I've had staff working underneath me. It's to take accountability, and I have invested in myself in a product that's going to be in 100% return, and I think I have been driving my mentor a little bit scatty this week, and you know what, I didn't realize what I was doing because I'm in a hurry to get there, but it's not fair on her. So and it's been said before, the investment that I've made buying in on the 900 Legacy Builder, I wasn't afraid to make the investment because I believe in myself, and now I must carry forward on my own and I must do the training. And yes, I would be one of the guilty ones that's not doing the videos because I've got a lot of irons in the fire. So I thank you for that message, and I thank you for reminding me to take accountability for myself and my own business and have a CEO mentality and a can-do mentality. It's not my mentor's responsibility to hold my hand through this. So thank you so much for everything today. I'm going to hop off now. So nice to meet everyone, and have an amazing, I don't know what your time is there, Michelle. I think I've had a 16-hour day already, so I'm really buggered. Yeah.
Well, I am so glad you're here and that you had that, that aha moment. And I'm so proud of you for, even wanting to share that with people. That says a lot about you and your character. So thank you, my friend. That is awesome. Love it.
Yeah, not acceptable. I need to put my big girl panties on, as they say.
That's right. Awesome. Well, you have a good day. Thanks for sharing.
All right. Thanks so much. Cheers. Bye. Bye.
All right, Michelle Miller.
Hey, okay, I'm so super excited. Our breakout room was great. We all had great goals set, which was amazing. No small goals. We even had one girl that had literally purchased her legacy like 5 minutes before this training. So it was amazing. It was amazing. So really, my weakness is storytelling because I do come from a sales background. I was in real estate for decades. I was in insurance sales up until last Friday when I resigned. Because this business has replaced that income, but I'm still struggling to get daily pay consistently. So my storytelling is a little off and I'm not crying about it. I'm just trying to pivot. I'm trying to go through all the training. So just, is that what I need to be doing? Just keep looking at my content and just keep tweaking it.
So first
I
of
mean,
all,
I'm
that was
getting
a video right
views.
there. That was a storytelling video right there. So you
Okay.
guys, like, I wanted my own online business. I was I was in real estate, I was in insurance, and last week I was able to walk away from that because this has replaced that income, but I'm still not getting daily pay yet. And that's what I love about this program, because it's teaching me like where I'm lacking in my content that's going to help me get a predictable daily paying customer base. So I'm only sharing that with you because if there's a reason, there's one little area that's holding you back from launching your business because you don't know how to do it, that's what this program teaches you. And then boom, share and then invite.
Okay. Okay. And then
That
another
was
kind of
like you're good at storytelling.
yeah,
You just did it.
I just I guess I get in my head because um I've had personal friends, I don't want to say come at me, but they're wanting me to pull them along and I've had to cut them to the curb. I give them the information. I know they're in my funnel, but they want me to drag them along. And my mentor said they're not ready. They don't have the CEO mentality. They want to be an employee, and you are not there to train them. The business is. So she also, I mean, I follow your training. I go live. I go live twice a day. I was going live 30 minutes to an hour, and I wasn't getting a lot of engagements. 100 to 200-ish people on there off and on. And then my mentor and I kind of pivoted together. We have been doing short 5 to 10 minute lives. And the first day we did it, I know she got massive amounts, but she has a bigger following than me. But in that 5 to 10 minutes, I was getting 300 to 400 people in there, and I was getting people in my funnel where I wasn't on my long lives. My shorter lives have done better. And what we basically do is just every 3 minutes repeat the same thing over and over again. So I'm learning to pivot. I am following the training, and yeah. So I guess I am storytelling. I just need to get out of my head.
Yeah. And that was another really good story right there that you could go share on content. Like, you guys, I was going longer on lives, and then all of a sudden I went shorter, and it's working. And see, here's the thing. And it's so funny that you said that because, with me traveling, I've not been going live as long, and the results are just as good. And I'm like, and I got it's more time back, right?
Right.
And so that is an example of how the algorithms have changed, right? So 3 months ago, 6 months ago, they were talking about you need to go live at least 1 hour. Oh, bull. I can go live 10 minutes and have 300 people on, right? And
Right.
so and so I think they've changed. I think they realized, hey, we need to push it out quicker. And people, you think about like how many people would stay on longer if they knew it was only gonna be 5 to 10 minutes.
Right. And that's basically what I say when I get on. Hey, it's going to be quick, 3 to 5
Yes.
minutes. Yeah.
I love
And
it.
I repeat it. And here's one other question. So should I go through my followers on TikTok, and because I know I have some on there that are not my perfect customer because they're on these lives, or they get on and they follow me and I follow them back. Should I just go through and kind of weed out?
I would. If they're not your perfect customer, I would. Because you
Okay.
just, if you can get rid of people that are not your perfect customers, you're just going to help the algorithms find your perfect customers quicker.
Okay. Okay. And also another thing we did, I don't know if this helps or not, but before we go live, no matter what, we go on to digital marketing people, 3 to 5 of them, like, comment, and then we go on to lives and we like and comment in digital marketing. Then we post our video, you know, a quick video, and then we go live, and then afterwards we comment on 3 to 5 again, but make sure you're doing at least 4 words in the comments because apparently the bots like that.
Yes. Awesome. Good advice. And that's good for
And
brand new people. Mm-hmm.
and also when you go live, if you're watching someone's live, if you will tap on that screen 5 to 10 times, just tap on it, it wakes the bots up. So I'm trying to give everybody as much information that I've learned, even though through the training, we're all kind of learning together. So just want to give out the little tips and tricks.
Yeah, that was awesome. Everybody's loving what you're giving them. This is so good. Yeah.
So I guess my storytelling is not as bad as I.
No, you've just did a bunch of storytelling in here.
Okay.
Just go do it in your content. Yeah, no.
Okay.
See, these are the nuggets that you go put out there, right? Because that's why people want to buy from you because they're like, man, she knows what she's talking about. I can't wait to buy from her. I'm going to learn so much from her.
Okay. Because see, I get a lot of people, how much money you making? How much money you making? And I'm like, I'm not going to lie to them. I'm not making daily pay, but I don't want them to be discouraged because I'm not making daily pay.
Yeah, but what I would say, I would answer that. I would say, okay, first of all, you guys, I'm just pumped because I was able to quit my job because of this. So that's the starting foundation that I wanted to do, right? I said, but here's the question for me. Why does it matter what I make? How's that going to pay your bills? What do you want to make? Because tell me what you want to make, and I'm going to do the math for you right now and tell you exactly what you need to do to achieve it. Doesn't that make more sense? Because I'm not paying your bills. That's what I would say.
That's true. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations too. Love it. Good nuggets there. Yes. So you guys, this is why being in a program is so important because the algorithms change and then you get ideas and tips all the time. So, all right. Damon, how are you?
Hi, great. Great to meet you and speak with you. Thank you so much. This program is awesome and I'm loving every minute of it. It was a little bit struggle for me in the beginning getting launched because I did the launch pad, which was, I was kind of dipping my toes in and then I upgraded, but I'm fully operational now and loving it. Our group was number 72. I don't know if that matters. Everybody had great goals, really great goals. And also it seemed like the general consensus was that everybody wanted to get out of debt. That was their everybody's main goal.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really all I have. Everyone has answered every question I had already. And I've been loving picking up all the tips on TikTok, all the things everyone's talking about. And thank you so much.
You're welcome. And congratulations from Launchpad to Legacy. So good. You're serious about wanting a change. I love it. Well, we're glad you're here, my friend.
Thank you.
Yeah, very powerful. All right, Rhonda. Rhonda? Oh, there you are.
Hi. I never thought. Hold on.
Rhonda, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to say you're a very excited person, and thank you for the opportunity and everything. This is the first time I've ever done the Legacy Builder. When I first started out, I bought the lunch pad. Can you just give me just a second?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you need anything else?
She's at work. I love it, you guys. This is so great. That's dedication right there, right? So let me answer this question while she's checking that customer out. So somebody said, I had somebody buy from me and it's not showing up in my system. You guys, if it's not showing up in your system, that means they use the payment plans. Payment plans aren't going to show up in your system because you had to go in and create those buttons for your payment plans. So that's why. So make sure you should have your notifications on your phone. And so you're notified through your Stripe app or PayPal app when you get a customer. Because again, if they do payment plans, it's not going to show up in Stripe. So, or in system, it will only show up in Stripe. So make sure that you are doing that. Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to do while she's waiting on that customer is we'll go to the next person. Is that Tranisha? I know she is going on with the total poker face. So good. Um,
Can you hear me?
yes, perfect. How are you?
I was so sorry. I was straight. I'm like in the bathroom. I got you like I was straightening my hair. I was like, oh God, she's on me. Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes. Hold on. I'm gonna look crazy real quick. I got my little. Can you see me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, sorry. Okay. So I got the legacy builders. This I finally caught a live where I got to do a breakout room. So I'm really excited.
Yay.
And I'm so out of breath. I had to run. You scared me just calling my name. Michelle. Oh, okay. But no, I did have, first off, so glad to see you and talk to you on camera. So one thing I need help with, I did the 7 days of profit videos, and I I'm going through the 30-day one, and I think I messed myself up by I've created a TikTok with my face, new TikTok, and I'm kind of doing I did my introduction, I kind of did a couple of questions, and I'm still going through the videos on what to do day by day. And I chose to do an Instagram faceless because it's a little bit easier for me to create the content faceless than have me. I'm terrible on camera and I'm trying to get used to that. But I'm doing the faceless, I'm doing the TikTok. And I was wondering if did I mess myself up by trying to do both of them? It's easier for me time-wise to do TikTok, I'm sorry, to do Instagram. Because yesterday, I'm actually trying, to be honest, I'm trying to get better at posting the 3 times a day because I just started back with my customer service at home, trying to get my hours in for that. As well as so it's only like that, and it's only our program, our community. And yesterday was the first time I actually got 3 up and posted, and I was doing it while I was in between calls, and I'm working on my my color scheme and the brand color. And you were in my head like everyone else says, you were in my head saying, okay, like look at your scheme, look at the brand, look at the keep everything the same. And so I went back. I only have like 7 videos up, but I went back and I was like, like what you said, would you click on this? Would you read it, yourself? And so I went back in and I made sure that the 3 that I posted yesterday was the same text, it was the same color, and then it looks different than the other ones. It's still like aesthetic, like light pink tan colors. And I've noticed that it kind of wasn't flowing. So yesterday I did my 3 and it was perfect. Well, to me it was perfect because it looked the same and then the colors look the same. And I'm working on my TikTok, but I'm wondering if I messed it up if I try to change my content, I guess, to try to get back on track to make it flow. I don't know. I don't have a lot of followers. I don't have a lot of views, but
you're too early in the game to mess it up.
Yeah. Okay. I was wondering because I was like, well, I don't think it's gonna mess it up because I don't have many people, but I am like, is it okay to? I know you said to try to work on it, but is it okay to? It like you can visually be working on it. My colors are getting together. My videos on my TikTok are they're gonna align. I'm trying to work on talking better and having my expression better and trying to connect better and trying to be, me on camera, which I'm a nervous wreck and I'm always shaking, but even now I'm like sweating, but yeah. So
this is the journey, right? And then you can
Yeah.
go back and look at it and you can show people where you came from and that, you weren't always perfect. You always didn't have your color scheme down. You had to learn this process. And then you give people hope that, okay, she was doing it and work on getting better and better. Like Dean says, I love this. Dean says, just work on getting 1% better every day. And 100 days, you're 100% better. And then work on getting 1% better than that. So yeah.
Yeah, I posted that actually. I posted be 1% better than you were yesterday. I posted that on my Instagram like a while ago and then I've always been writing down the little nuggets that you give us and the little like sayings that I resonate so much with it. And I just want to thank you because you're always in my head and you have some kind of way of just kind of being there, like, look it over. And so I'm working on it, and right now I kind of backtrack. I'm like, okay, tell the rest of your story. Like you kind of are trying to jump. Like I noticed that I'm kind of jumped a couple places, and then I heard you say, like, go back to the videos and kind of do it in order. Like you're kind of just kind of throwing it out there. So I kind of backtracked and I want to get it back in line. And I was worried if I messed myself up by doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I'm doing okay. I just really want to catch a live and do a breakout room and talk to you and say thank you. That I'm really working on it. And I'm so glad to be a part of the community. So
Yay. Well, I'm glad you're here, but I have to say this. You're great on video. Look how good you've been. You've commanded attention of the room. I mean, you're good on video. So stop being so hard on yourself.
Trying. I ran over here like, oh, the thing is on me now. I was plugging my headset in.
I love
don't
it.
hit me. So
Yeah,
I'm happy to be here. I'm not too worried about the sales and leads and all that because I don't have any yet, of course. But I think I'm so excited about like if 3 people view my video and they're like, love it, and I'm like, you're welcome.
Yes, that's good attitude.
You
That's
saw
exactly
the
how I
video.
was.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm excited. I'm loving the journey. I got to get better at consistency because I'm not as great as I want to be. I know we're doing the 2-hour workday. Mine is like a 5 or more hour workday. I'm trying to read and listen and write and post and forget to post. And by the time I got my idea, it's the end of the day. And so I'm working on that. So I haven't gotten to 3 posts. That's not going to mess it up either. I'm trying to get 3 posts.
Right. No,
it's
you'll
okay.
get it.
The algorithm. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
you'll get it. Doing something is better than nothing, right? And then every day just working on getting better. That was a video, by the way. You're like, you guys, I'm loving my journey. I'm working on being consistent. I'm working on following me. Because that's going to relate to a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. You brought me down a little bit, and I'm going to be attending the next one. And hi, everyone. So glad to see you. And I will be back. I just want to say thank you. And
awesome. Well, we're glad you're here, my friend. Love it.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, her energy is so good. All right, Rhonda, want to try it again? All right.
Okay, sorry, I'm gonna keep this super short. Okay, so I just really started with the legacy builder. I don't know how we just say my perfect customer because what I am a hairstylist and a makeup artist by trade, but back in November, I lost my job, and then I was unemployed for 6 months, and then my unemployment ran out, and then I didn't go back to being a hairdresser. I went back to doing like food delivery, working at a part-time job, but I'm always struggling, really still struggling financially. My mom, she passed away at May 1st of 2021. So she was living on Social Security, and she was only making like $1,000 a month. And she worked basically till she died, till she was 80 years old. But then when she finally quit working, she passed away. And so that's still in my heart. And so I also was a single mom. And I had to work 2 jobs, and my parents helped me raise my kid. And now she's grown and she's in the military. So that's what I'm kind of like struggling with. And I'm just newbie, and I haven't got a lot of, customers or anything. But I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about just trying to get better.
Yeah, that's awesome. My best recommendation for you is making sure you're plugging into the 90-day success path that we have going on. And just plugging into that, because that's going to help you create the content that you need, and just answer those simple questions I gave you. I think it was day 4 or 5 of your perfect customer, and focusing on that. We all have 1,000 backstories, right? You guys, we all do. And that's not what's important. What is important is what is the one that will just really stop the scroll of your perfect customer and really get them to connect with you. And so that's what I would focus on. Just go through those 90-day videos and literally just follow that. Okay. Look at her dedication at work. So good. Love it. You're so awesome. You're so awesome, Rhonda. That's dedication. Wow. All right. Darren, you're up, my friend.
Hello.
Hello.
Michelle, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. I was wondering because my internet's been wonky. So I am so happy that I found this program. It's just amazing. I'm almost 3 months in, and I know everyone's like, find your perfect message. I feel like my videos are good, but it goes through spurts of where I get a few people in my email, and then it goes through droughts. and then I get a few more. And I haven't made a sale yet, but I'm not letting that stop me or make me quit, because I want to learn, and I'm just learning in chunks. I got a full-time job right now. I work 40 plus hours a week, drive trains here in Denver. So if you ever go into Denver Airport and you ride the trains outside, that's the trains that I drive.
Well, I will be on
Called
the
the A
train
line.
on Saturday, my friend.
So I probably won't be there because I'm off Saturdays, but that's the trains that I drive. Anyway, so I get off my train on the Westminster line, which is only a 12-minute trip from Union Station. Anyway, those are so what's, right? But the point is, I have like a few minutes, and I need to batch my content. I got to be better at batching my content, but I'm so thankful for that, this program and everything like that. But should we be saying the same thing on our videos every time, but just kind of mix the words up? Or
Yeah, to start,
I
yeah,
guess I'm kind of
what I would
struggling with,
recommend, this is
my mind is making
are
all kinds of
you
different videos.
are you going through the 90-day or new 90-day success path videos?
Yeah, and I started midway through the last one, but I didn't get all of them.
Okay, well, I would
yet.
start on these because I literally
So I'm
give
going
you
through that.
Yeah, I literally give you content ideas, right? So I would, Darren, my best recommendation is to go back to make sure you guys are plugging into this 90-day success path that I have going right now. Because today, I literally gave you tons of ideas of content to create. So I would go back and follow those videos. I would do that and, go through the perfect customer training as well. Yeah, you're overthinking it though a little bit, I can tell. So I would try not to overthink it, but I would just go through those videos. And you got this, you guys. All right, let's keep on going. So Monica. Oh, are you there, Monica?
Yeah, I am here.
Oh,
So
there you
sorry.
go.
I
No,
am
you're
so
good.
sorry. Just I'm running from here to there. Let me put on my camera. Yes, I've written all this down. And I had to change my question so many times because it has been so helpful with all this participation with all the group members. Thank you so much for the training. So I have a couple of questions that developed after all this participations of all these members. One of them is, I also come from another business. And I was running this Facebook. I was mostly on Facebook. And the way I create content on Facebook has been very different to the one that I'm creating right now on TikTok. The posts and the way I engage with people and so on and so forth, which I understand they have different purposes, right? So should I continue with that Facebook? Because I have two, a personal profile and a business profile. And I won't pay for any ad anymore. I used to do it for my previous business.
Yeah, you don't
Should I
need to.
create a new? No. Should I create a new business account, Facebook business account? Should I stay with the other one that I had? And also for my personal profile and also on Instagram, I have also both business and personal. Or should I do something completely new? Or just because I shifted it, I started with this like 4 or 5 weeks ago. I have already made like $4,000 or so, but I can see that people is asking me, so what are you doing now? I created this like expectation, and they are asking, what are you doing now? And some of them even didn't join with me with the previous business, but they are joining me now or asking me what I'm doing now because they see me.
I mean, to
maybe
me, if you're
myself.
getting people asking that, I would definitely keep your original accounts.
Right?
I
Yeah,
wouldn't change
that's
those.
what I thought. That's what I thought because people, I think I did a 7 days launch. And I think that was very good because people were asking, what are you doing? You know?
Because you piqued
Yeah, I
interest.
created that. That was
Yes.
very good. But since I was hearing one of the nice ladies here that was asking, like, should I relaunch it? Like, do the launch again? That is something that I may have to do because I have the previous account. So that's
Yeah,
like
I just
for
wouldn't
those
start scratch on Facebook because it takes a long time to build a Facebook. I wouldn't do it. In Instagram, the algorithms aren't as sensitive as they are on TikTok. So I would not change those. I would not change your Instagram or TikTok or your Facebook. Mostly if you're getting feedback like that, that's awesome.
I'm getting more engagement on Facebook or Instagram than on TikTok because I am almost new on TikTok. Even though I hit 2 days ago, I hit $100,000. Sorry, 1,000 followers on TikTok on one of my accounts. I
Awesome.
have two, I have two accounts, and I mean, one of them was a backup account, and I'm almost hitting 700 on the second one. So I've gone live since the beginning. I'm very self-confident in lives, but I'm not getting the engagement I need. But I know it's coming gradually, right?
Inconsistency too, because you're questioning those platforms. So as long as you're questioning them, you're not going to show up as that bold, true version of yourself to create really engaging content. I'd keep them and let people know. Just keep on sharing that story, why you pivoted. Yeah.
Exactly. And then I had about about what's the name? Because Alison was sharing that repurposed IO. Should we move forward with a repurpose?
I would go watch that video and determine. After you hear the training that the CEO did, I'd go watch that.
Okay.
And then
Okay. And
determine if you
decide.
want to use it.
Okay. Okay. And also, when people reach out to us, I'm still following. I mean, I'm following the training about this business. Is mostly related with email marketing, right? I have seen that you always send your customers to your email system, right? Through Loom videos and all this. So you do everything through Google Doc or Doc Google? No?
I don't know what you really, I didn't understand that question.
Yeah, because you said that you put your Loom videos on your docs, right? On your documents in your Google Drive or something. How do you do this?
I never said that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I misunderstood, Michelle.
Yeah, I don't know what you're referring to. I record all of my videos in TikTok. I do the TikTok platform. I record every video on TikTok.
Okay, but when you go to your email marketing campaign, you offer the Loom videos that you put on when you answer to your question.
Oh, the Loom videos?
Yeah, the Loom videos. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I just have some. Yeah, because I have created a bunch of Loom videos and I just have them organized in Google Docs. It's just easier for me than having to go back and forth to Loom. It's just my Google Docs.
Okay. And the last thing is that I have seen on TikTok that it's just being repetitive on the same message again and again and again and again, right? Because on Facebook, it's not what I was doing before, but here it's like being very repetitive.
Well, yeah, because you're going to get different people looking at it all the time. So you just got to, because you'll get better with your message. You can say the same thing, but in 10 days, it's going to sound a lot different.
Okay. See, it's a different approach. Thank you so much. This has been really, just great. Thank you so much, Michelle.
You're welcome. Awesome. Okay, guys, I got to stay on topic because we've already been on here for 3 hours, right? And we're getting off of topic and I have to be short on my answers and I don't like to be short on those answers because some really good questions, but I really want to stay on today's topic of helping you be successful, like talking about what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and things like that. So let's just keep that on topic today would be awesome. And okay, so Renee, you're up.
Hey, Michelle. Hey, guys.
Hello.
I feel like I've been waiting for you to call my name. I feel like I'm on The Price is Right. Come on down. Finally, right?
I love your glasses, by the way. Those are awesome.
Thank you. I can't read without them. So, well, a couple of things I really wanted to talk about, and that is, and this training was so spot on today based on some conversations that I just had yesterday with some people that have bought from me. So I wanted to share that with everybody else because it's so legit what you're saying. First, I want to talk about how I was really skeptical to buy a program, and I looked at it. I started digital marketing. I started this program, by the way, May 16th, and I have had 8 or 9 customers already. So I'm beyond thrilled.
Awesome. Congratulations. Wow.
Thank you. And listen, I'm really literally like a sponge, and I'm glued to, to me, I do the 2-hour workday, but I really work till 3 in the morning because I go to bed underneath the blanket watching videos and watching more stuff because I just can't stop. And I'm obsessed. So I really am. Okay. So, and probably the reason why, to be honest, and I really want to share this with everybody, is I started a year ago, decided I didn't want to work for anybody else anymore after the company I worked for was sold, and I didn't want to work for the new owners. and do business development for somebody I didn't know. So I wasn't comfortable with that. So I decided I didn't want to work for anybody else. I'm 58 and I was over it. I'm so sick of learning something to make somebody else's business so good. So I'm like, well, if it takes me 3 or 4 months to learn how to sell for somebody else, then I can take 3 or 4 months and put it into me and make my business go. And I will enjoy my ongoing learning because it's going in my pocket this time. So
such a good perspective. Love that. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a video right there.
Yeah. So I said, okay, well, how can I make money at something that I'm already doing? Well, online, where am I all day long? I'm online, right? So I want to be on the other side making the money. And that's where I put my mindset. And I started out with a store online that looked like a wannabe Amazon. It was really bad. And I reached out to my guys and I said, hey, redo this. It's not good. Well, I'm going into fashion. Long story short, I was seeing these kids, and I say kids because I'm 58 and maybe they were 30 or 20s and they're making millions of dollars. And I'm like, yeah, okay, right. So I'm also old school. I'm skeptical. So I didn't jump into anything. And I will fast forward the story to why I jumped in. And that was because in May, I was watching Facebook. I was looking at my Facebook and I see Allison Reynolds because I'm friends with Allison. I see Allison Reynolds post something about it. I immediately reached out to Allison and I said, tell me what the hell this is, because quite frankly, I haven't done this because I was afraid that if I jumped into something with somebody else, and I never saw Legacy Builders or you, Michelle, because I probably would have jumped in, but I was skeptical about it all. And if I get into it, are they going to give me the information that I need, or is it just going to be like fluff? Well, fast forward to now, I am beyond impressed with the information, and I'm a business kind of minded person. So I'm beyond impressed because not only is your system so super simple to use, but the ongoing training blows my mind because that is not something I'm used to getting in this capacity. So I thank you so much for that. And it leads me to why I brought that up. Okay. Because if Allison did not share that on Facebook, you guys, I would not be here today. Okay. And so I tell you this because you got to tell it. Do not sell it. I've been in sales my whole life since I'm in my 20s. Do not sell. People do not like to be sold. How many people do you buy from that are trying to tell you to buy this? You're going to walk away. You're going to go, oh, thanks. This just happened to me the other day when I went to look at a car. I walked into Volvo. The guy said to me, walked in, walked out. He came after me and he said, what's wrong? Did you not see anything you like? And I said, no. And he said, oh, well, what's wrong with it? And I said, well, it doesn't compare to my car that I have right now. I don't think that it's modern enough inside, and you're missing a lot of technology that I already have. So he was like, what? And he goes, but did you know this? I said, but did you know that I'm not interested? So you couldn't sell me on the car. I literally just kept walking to my car. So you guys, it's not going to work if you try to sell. Tell them. Why do you want to tell them and share with them what you have? Because you got an amazing vehicle. But if you don't get behind it and tell them about it and share your information, how can they find you? So I'm very thankful that Allison shared that information that day because it was a no-brainer. If I got a phone with her and I knew that it was legit information, was all I wanted to know, I jumped in. So that was one thing I wanted to talk about. Now I'm going to go into consistency because that goes hands in hand with the tell it, don't sell it, right? You guys, I've heard it so many times on this training today that you're not consistent enough. Well, I'm going to share with you a personal story. I've lost 100 pounds in the past 4 years. Because of that, I became a health coach. I got to share it and tell it to everybody. And guess what happened because of that? I changed lives. I changed people's health. I didn't do it. I didn't go and put them on that diet and make them eat what they're eating. I didn't shove it down their throat, right? I didn't say, no, you can't have that and babysit them. No, but I taught them the skills and I taught them what I needed to teach them. And I was there for them when they had a question, period. Okay. Same thing that's going on in this training with Michelle. Like, you guys, like, seriously, like, it's the same thing, but it's consistency. It's not, I'm on a diet today, but the weekend is here. No, I work on the weekends on this. I do 2 hours a day every day. You guys, consistency is key. I would never have gotten to 100 pounds off because guess what? Day one, I didn't lose 100 pounds. I didn't lose 2 pounds. It's you don't stay and you're not ready to commit to the process. You're hurting yourself because it is a journey and it is a process and it starts with day one. and you owe it to yourself to follow it and be consistent. Okay, so that's my point number 3. And then I just want to go back to the beginning of this training where you started out, and this is really what blew my mind, because I just had this conversation yesterday, and I've had it twice now with 2 people who bought from me. One was, I'm getting a little frustrated I haven't gotten a sale yet. And I said, okay. And her messaging, I think, is really good and everything. But I said to her, so how are you doing with the copy and paste free ads? Oh, where do I find that? I'm like, well, wait a minute. Where do you find that? If you don't know about that yet, because it's in every single training that you're on that you hear about it. I said this to my husband yesterday, and you know what he said to me? I hear you say this all day long. How do they not know that there's free ads? He goes, and I said, it's in every training, Adam. You don't even understand. How are people not doing that when this is what Michelle did? If you want to be successful like Michelle, you got to do what Michelle did, right? Successful people learn from successful people. And guess what? Successful people don't do what unsuccessful people don't want to do. And that's commit to the process. And it's not committing to the things that you choose you want to do. It's committing to do the things you don't want to do also, because they might be time consuming and they might feel uncomfortable. And guess what, people? I'm sorry to say this, but you need to get uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was what I wanted to say about this, because I turned around and I realized what was happening. And I said to both of these people the same exact thing. And I got the same exact answer from both of them. So now I know why you're not doing the business, and I know why you're not getting there, because you didn't follow it. And I really know what's happening is these trainings are long. Yes, I've been on this training since 11 o'clock like everybody else, and I'm still here. Why? The nuggets are in the Q&A. The nuggets are in the Q&A. Somebody's going to ask a question that you're thinking, but Michelle didn't mention it yet. Or she's going to mention something that you now are confused about. Like you talked about the copy and pasting free ads. I've been doing them, but I've been doing them differently. Now I'm going to change it up to what you're doing. I went back and I watched the training again. You guys, I am going to be $100,000 by January. And when I am, Michelle, you can have me on camera with you, because I know that I'll be there. Don't second guess it at all. I'm planting my seeds right now all over the internet, and it's going to happen. And that's what I'll leave you with.
Love it. So good. I'm over here taking notes.
I just said one more thing that I really feel that is helping me. And that is, and I don't know how you feel about this, Michelle, but it's helping me. I found a teleprompter online. My biggest weakness is not rambling and staying on point. I'm getting much better at that, so I'm really happy about it. But I do think the teleprompter is helping me. I literally type out my words on there. I make it sound like me. I put my conversation in there. Sometimes I go to ChatGPT and I will type in my hook and I will tell it to write a script for me. And you guys, it does. And then I pop it into my teleprompter and I tweak it all so it sounds like it's my words and it's coming out. And I leave a space in between each section so that I can then interject me into there, not just reading a script. And I take that teleprompter, and you got to put your personality in there. I may have to do it 4 or 5 times until it sounds like I'm not reading, but I have it in front of me so I don't forget the key points that I want to say, and I don't ramble on to lose their attention. So I really, truly think that that's helping me. And if you use it the right way, I think it could be used. It's wrong if you're just going to read it. It's never going to sound right. But that's some of my tips for me. And thank you for listening to me.
Awesome. Can you do me a really big favor? Can you, inside the community, send me what teleprompter you use? Because I was going to do that as one of the free giveaways. And I just can't. I wanted to find out from you guys what you guys are using. So that'd be perfect if you could send that to me. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Wow, you guys, there are some nuggets out of there. She backed the track up with nuggets, you could say. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. So good. All right, Eugene. Yes. Oh, you're still muted. There, go. Try again.
Hi, Michelle.
Hello. How are you?
Awesome. I'm so good. Cape Town, South Africa. Hi, guys. Patience of the Virgin. I'm so grateful to have you in front of me. Thank you so much. Yeah, cheapers. I can't say. I joined on the 4th of June. I had 2 weeks of freeze because I was so petrified to put out my first video content. Got over myself, did the first piece of content, and I was like, okay, here comes the freight train. And I slowly but surely gained some confidence. And now I am literally about, I think, 28 days of posting content on a regular basis. And it's non-negotiable. it's a must. And again, the Tony Robbins was amazing. I try to watch that every single day to set my vibration. And I think that's extremely exciting. Now, I've got a lot of energy. When I get enthused about something I believe in, I'm the biggest cheerleader in the room. And sometimes I know I need to hem it down. Let's take it down a bit, take it down. So I could have the questions all day. But what I'd love to know is, I've got, this is going to shock you. So I've had, 26 days of posting, and I've been consistent, and I've had good traction with views, not the largest percentage of seeing the full piece of content, but again, the consistency, and I'm building that content, and I feel I'm getting better. The only thing is my email list. I think is the one thing I'm not directing traffic. I only started going live yesterday. So now I've made a commitment to going live because the posting of ads hasn't been so great. It hasn't been as consistent with as far as my TikTok, because I started my TikTok from zero. So now I'm going live every day, and my first live I had average of 6. Today I had 26, which was great. And I felt a bit more of a flow, a bit more of a structure, and I was able to retain some good message, and I was on for an hour. So I went from 45 minutes to an hour. So I've only had 2 lives, but I'm feeling a bit more comfortable there. Now, the question is basically the email list conversion. I don't know what it is that is I'm not directing traffic to my funnel. And it's just a concern. I don't know if it's the length of time I've been in, and the length of exposure that I've had in TikTok. I only have 400 in my TikTok. It's the only social media platform I'm using. I feel I need to focus on one, as they say you should focus on one platform and get really good at that as the training ground. Yeah.
Right.
So
well, and I've done trainings on that. I would go back to it. And again, I hate that I have to give this a short answer, but we've already been on here over 3 hours.
Oh, I know exactly. Please,
And that
yeah.
is the fact that if they haven't given you their email yet, they don't trust you enough yet.
Yeah.
Fastest way to build that trust is through connection and storytelling. And also this, since you're going live, ask questions on your live. Questions, because then the moment you ask questions, people know you care, and communicate with them through their questions, because that will connect. That will build a connection. So, like, some of the questions I like to ask are: put a 1 in the comments if you already have an existing online business. Put a 2 if you don't.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, just questions like that.
I've done more of that.
Yes, ask more questions.
Better questions, I'm sure.
Another really good question to ask is, how would you guys feel if you could learn how to make 30K in 90 days? How would that change your life? Put it in the comments.
Would that change your
Start
life?
asking questions like that. That would really just help them. But then every time somebody answers a question, you got to acknowledge it.
Yes.
Right?
It's the
Oh,
housekeeping.
that is so awesome. And you got to acknowledge it. That just will build a connection quicker.
I appreciate that, and I put in my bio that I go live just to create rapport and to create trust. That I go live every day consistently to prevent fake accounts, and obviously to say if there's anything you missed today, please either fall back to the content I have, and otherwise do. And then my bio, the link is there now. I'm allowed to, because I only have 400 in my account.
Awesome.
Which is great. Yeah, I've got 60 new followers today.
That's cool that you can go live at 400. Love it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so grateful. And my bio link, my link to my domain is hyperlinked already, which is great.
You have a business account, right?
It's a 30-day trial, so I'm milking it for now. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Good. Love it.
The business registration number, I don't have that because I'm not a registered business. Apparently, there is a way to play around with that to authenticate it. But TikTok are watching and they say they like what they're seeing. So I might be able to, they might extend my business account. So I'm just going to stay in their good books.
Yay, love it.
But thank you so much. I appreciate the time. Thank you. Sorry to the guys that are still waiting, and thank you for everything. I'm so excited. I've had 2 breakout rooms today. We had the best breakout room. I love the breakout room. So yeah, I'm plugged in and I'm ready to go.
Love it. Love it.
Millionaire in December for South Africa. So
yay, you got this.
The first mail.
Oh yeah, there you go. I love hearing that.
I love the stuff. I love the Tupperware party. It's the best. Have a wonderful rest of your day, Michelle. Thank you. And
thank you. Yeah, I love it. So good. So good. All right, Jeffrey. That was a good mindset, you guys, right there. Love it.
Okay. What's going on,
hello.
Michelle? Hello
How are
there.
you?
Phenomenal. I am super excited. First of all, thank you so much for what you do. Like even the content you give us to post in the webinar, for the webinar that's coming up. You do them every week. That's powerful. So a couple questions I have as I'm about to do a lot of content while I'm out here in Vegas. Pretty cool. But question I have uh my following on TikTok is very small, but I've you know of course I've had a great success already in like the first week when I came in here. I think it was 6 sales in 4 days. But I wanted to know how do I increase my following because it's brand new and I'm bringing the content and I'm wondering if the keyword is going to be key of getting the following up because you know my niche is entrepreneurs and network marketing. That's my niche.
Well, okay, what I would recommend, again, that's a longer answer. I've done training on that. I don't have, that much time today because I really want to try to get back on topic here. But what I'd recommend, the best way to build your following is through storytelling and asking questions. But I would go through that launch to profit and just keep on doing that training until you get really, really good with your message and do CDAs. Like that's exactly how I built my following from. And, I didn't have to have a huge following to make money. And that's what I love because it was just more my perfect customers.
All right, awesome. So in that regard, in my niche is a company that switched from doing MLM to affiliate marketing. Would that be wise for me to kind of tag that company and talk about the problems where companies were switched from the MLM model to
I
affiliate model?
wouldn't tag the company because that could be offensive to some people. So I wouldn't tag the company, but I would just share what you love about this. Share more the strengths of this more than the weaknesses of the other. So that way you're not coming at that company, you're just sharing. Like me, I tell all the time, I love the fact that this is fully automated. I love the fact that I've never heard the word no. I love the fact that I don't got to go for no. I love the fact that I don't have to DM people, right? So I'm sharing all the strengths of this, which is definitely all the weaknesses of MLM. So I'm saying it without saying it. And that will just pique people's interest.
Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. And welcome. Love it. All right, Heather.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, thanks so much. This has been super valuable and I'm excited. So our group, our biggest thing was consistency, and we've kind of talked about that a ton. But another thing that was quite interesting is our group kind of had a theme of this was their second option. And that's what caused them they kind of got into it and then they stopped. And so everyone recognized that if they're going to do this needs to be the first option and to just jump right in. And for me, this is my only option. And that's scary for me because I doubt myself and I doubt my abilities and all the things. And so I get into that stinking thinking and then I go into that desperate mode. And so I know many of us kind of go there, especially when this feels like this is our only option and we have to make it work, but I know for me, consistency is I'm good at that. The one thing that I'm not good at is the copy and pasting free ads. And so that's just my question here is as I'm copying pasting free ads, they're getting like 1 to 5 views. And I honestly don't have a reference point of like what is a good viewership on copy and pasting. Like I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's being productive. And so, but I also don't have a reference point of what does productive look like.
I mean, I would go through the 2-hour workday training, right? Because the main thing is your income earning activities, right? So go through that 2-hour workday training because that's the most important thing. It's not busy work. And this is why it's so important to be priority focused on earning activities in the 2 hours a day, which is posting, which is replying to emails, which is replying to content. That's the only thing that generates an income, right? Because we can get so caught up on, so like, for example, when I was trying to master getting my my videos recorded and posted in 1 hour. And I was struggling. Well, what I had discovered is because when I would go